All right, we have live. We are now live, and this is an absolutely crazy setup that's ongoing. We have multiple storms producing some absolutely insane hail. I mean, it is just crazy what is going on. So welcome to stream, everyone. We are currently going in live mode with our first moderate threat of the year. First moderate threat. These usually only happen on average about 14 times every year, so pretty rare. And now we're really seeing, especially the full power of the hail. Right now we have over 10 significant severe thunderstorm warnings, as well as 2 destructive severe thunderstorm warnings. A reminder: destructive is over baseball-sized hail. Oh no, Tufts, that is a shame. I hope you get better. That is a terrible timing. I hope you get better. We also have tornado watches out for over 10 million people, including large cities like Kansas City, and kind of dodging in some of the larger cities just northwest of San Antonio and north of Dallas. But this is all going to be starting to shift in some more populated areas as we continue. So you guys are just joining in. This is the first moderate risk of the year, and things are getting kind of crazy. Tornado-wise, we've been on a little bit of the quieter side, but large hail-wise, destructive hail right now, it is huge. I sound a little bit different right now. I was just at the Atletico game in Madrid, and I was screaming, so I might sound a little different, but we're going to start off with our moderate risk zone here, where we have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings that are currently producing some absolutely massive hail. We're talking about hail. Oh, also, a very important update. A chaser confirmed hailstone of 5 inches has been recorded just west of Kankakee. Oh my gosh, look at the hook on that thing. Maybe we need to go to that one. We might have a large tornado actually moving into Kankakee. This is probably going to be upgraded here. I did not see this when I started the stream. It's just, oh my gosh. Okay, actually, we're going to switch the topic, and we are going to go right into this emergent situation where we have a emergency large and dangerous tornado on the ground just south of Kankakee, Illinois. We're going right into this. I'm sorry, guys. We're going to cut into the actual coverage here. I want to go right to our most dangerous storm immediately. This has immediately become a large and dangerous tornado on the ground. I would not be surprised to see this upgraded immediately. Looking at the radar stuff, it is Kankakee, is that correct? And we're going to go across the country right now, but this is my largest threat in Illinois. This is just south of Kankakee. And we have a large and dangerous couplet on the ground. Look at that, absolutely huge, just south of the town area. This is about to cross I-57. Immediately get off the roads. This is possibly a large and dangerous tornado. I'm waiting for possibly upgraded, but it does not take anything else to see this. This is a huge circulation ongoing. This is a very dangerous situation. Please get off the roads. So number 1, you have a large and dangerous tornado, but also number 2, we have 4-inch hail. That is confirmed, as well as just 15 minutes ago, this storm produced a 5-inch hailstone, guys. That is the record. That is the record for the largest ever hailstone recorded in Illinois, if confirmed. That is a 5-inch hailstone. That is larger than grapefruit size hail, confirmed in this storm, and now we possibly have a large and dangerous tornado associated with this storm just south of Kankakee, Illinois. We have a widespread large hail and possibly tornado outbreak ongoing. I'm here to answer your guys' questions now. I'm sorry, we're going to stick right on this possibly large and dangerous tornado. This is the most dangerous storm out of all of them, but there are over 10 destructive tag severe thunderstorm warnings. So that means they are dangerous to your life, as well as 2 storms that have hailstones greater than baseball sized right now as well. So we have a tornado on the ground here. I'm going to call it tornado on the ground because the velocity signature is absolutely out of this world. Just about to cross over I-57 in Illinois, just south of Kankakee. Tulsa, Oklahoma, St. Louis. We have the risk zone on the map here. St. Louis is in a slight risk for severe weather a little bit later tonight. So stay weather aware. Mostly a large hail risk as well. Had softball-sized, oh my gosh, softball-sized hail confirmed by, that is crazy. I mean, we've had the largest hailstone ever recorded in Illinois history from this exact storm, and now it's producing a possibly large and dangerous tornado. Velocity is extremely strong, moving eastward. Not that fast. It's kind of crawling eastward, just at a few miles per hour here. I believe, let's see what they're giving it. I would guess 15, 35. Okay, a little bit faster than that. But I think we just got an upgrade on this as well. So if you're just joining in, guys, we have a large and dangerous tornado that is just south of Kankakee, Illinois, moving eastward. We have multiple large, and there we go. Wow, that is huge. Okay, we have an observed, let's see what we're going with, a PDS tornado warning. So you see that pink polygon now. We have a PDS tornado warning. That means a large and dangerous tornado has been just confirmed on the ground. It looks like the tornadoes were waiting for me to live stream because this is the first PDS tornado. That means particularly dangerous tornado currently on the ground just south of Kankakee, Illinois. Washington's safe. Dallas is underneath a huge hail risk for later tonight. Stay weather aware. Power flashes reported from other streams. There are a lot of chasers on this. I hope everyone's being safe. We can take a look really quick if anyone's in harm's way, chaser-wise. And looks like everyone is kind of clear. I mean, we have a couple chasers whose current ping is right in the middle of an active, large, and dangerous tornado. So hopefully everyone is out of the way. A very large and dangerous tornado is on the ground just south of Kankakee, Illinois. Again, this is a wedge tornado, a large and dangerous tornado confirmed by spotters on the ground just south of Kankakee, Illinois, about to cross over I-57. Please seek shelter immediately. Please seek shelter immediately. All right, I'm going to turn off the SPC outlook. I think that's fine. I really would rather have more radar real estate here. One moment, guys. I'm just going to clear that box. Where is that box? That is my box. There we go. Okay, now we're back. All right, so yes, if you guys are just joining in, we have a large and dangerous tornado ongoing in Kankakee. Okay, let's go around the horn real quick. That's a PDS tornado warning. Other than that, we have a bunch of severe thunderstorm warnings along just the southeast corner of Illinois and the central portions of Illinois here, as well as the southeast corner of Iowa. Scooching down to Kansas City, there is a baseball-sized threat for the northern portions of Kansas City. Seek shelter immediately. You don't want to be on the roads for that. And scooting down, we actually do have a tornado warning for Oklahoma City. This is a brand new tornado warning. You need to be seeking shelter immediately. This is actually possibly, please don't spam chat, guys, okay? I'm gonna go around the horn, but I'm gonna be also sticking mainly on your tornado warning. So I'm gonna be giving you information as fast as possible. We do have a tornado warning for Oklahoma City, the western portions of Oklahoma City. You need to be seeking shelter immediately. This is a possibly large tornado threat here. We have a tornado warning. That means you need to be seeking shelter immediately. That is brand new information. That also includes towns of Union City, Minco, Tuttle, Mustang, I-240, and of course, western Oklahoma. Seek shelter immediately. Another scary name to put on this list, just downstream of this tornado warning, is Moore, Oklahoma. Moore, Oklahoma, you're just downstream of a current tornado warning. Western Oklahoma City, you need to be taking shelter right now. I do appreciate you guys asking questions. I'm going to give you as much information as quickly as possible. We currently have a wedge tornado confirmed on the ground here in Illinois. This is just southeast of Kankakee, Illinois, okay? You need to seek shelter immediately. A large and dangerous tornado, possibly over a mile wide, has just crossed I-57. Seek shelter immediately. If you're in Hopkins Park, St. Anne's, Moments in that region, okay? That is confirmed, large and dangerous tornado. Also, that storm is producing 5-inch hail confirmed. Moving up to Chicago, we have a severe thunderstorm warning that is about to be canceled. You just received 2.5-inch hail. That is baseball-sized hail. Scooching down the I-80 corridor here on the on the western portions of Illinois. That is all those cells confirmed to at least have golf ball sized hail. This storm here, just on the border, is confirmed to have baseball sized hail. Also, a tornado possible. I'll let you know if a tornado does drop. Kansas City is underneath a severe thunderstorm warning for baseball sized hail. Moving down to Oklahoma City. We're going to go all the way across all storms right now, guys. So stick with me. Oklahoma City, western Oklahoma City. You need to be seeking shelter immediately, guys. Also, quick favor, I know there's 500 people of chat. I know there's going to be a lot of questions for specific areas, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to guide you through all of the important warnings, most severe down the list, okay? So we're going to go around the horn. I'm going to guide you through each of the warning, help you out. The one thing I have to ask, if you guys wouldn't mind leaving a like and following, just so we can get the warnings out to as many people as possible. We have over 10 million people underneath a tornado watch and now multiple metro areas underneath some severe weather risk, as well as Oklahoma City underneath tornado warning. So let's get to work and let's work through this together. Let me take a quick drink of water and we'll get right to it. All right, let's do it. Oklahoma City. Again, you now have a tornado warning. That means an immediate tornado risk. Seek shelter at the lowest level of your house. You have a pretty decent couplet here. You have a nice hook on a rotating supercell. You need to be seeking shelter. This is moving east about 35 miles per hour. If you are in southwest Oklahoma, just south of Lawton, we have a cell that is producing 70-mile-per-hour winds and golf ball size hail. Kind of moving down to the south, this is a hybrid setup where we have a couple of large hailers just east of Abilene, Texas, and scooching down all the way to the south portions of Texas, just north of Uvalde. And Camp Wood is now underneath a tornado warning. This is a radar-indicated tornado that also has baseball-sized hail as well. That is currently all of your tornado warnings. Let's head back up to the highest level threat. We also have a new tornado warning for Illinois. Before we go back to our PDS tornado warning, if you are in I-80, Keene and Sheffield, Illinois, seek shelter immediately. Thank you, Hub, and thank you, Lisa, for the donations. Really appreciate that. Let's switch over back to our confirmed large and dangerous tornado on the ground. This is really bad news. We have a large and dangerous tornado on the ground just southeast of Kankakee, Illinois, moving eastward about 35 miles per hour. For your moments, Hopkins Park, please seek shelter immediately. Also, this storm has been observed to produce 5-inch hail. That is about small melon size to grapefruit size hail. That is a new state record for the largest hailstone ever recorded. So yes, we have a very significant severe weather threat. I do see some questions just generally of where the severe weather threat is for today. Let's zoom out all the way just so we can see who is underneath threat, who's seeing threat right now. So this entire region, guys, is underneath at least some severe weather threat for today. That includes a lot of large cities like Chicago, St. Louis, Detroit, Kansas City, Dallas, and down through the current areas. The current watch areas that have the more pressing threat for the near term is this corridor right here I'm highlighting. It's a very thin corridor which is expecting to increase in coverage as we work through the day here. Northwest Indiana is underneath a moderate risk for significant tornadoes, EF3+, as well as large hail beyond golf ball size, beyond tennis ball sized. You do have a dangerous tornado that is about to enter northwest Indiana there as well. If you are in Schneider, Roselawn, or anywhere along the I-65 corridor, just west of you a few miles is a large and dangerous tornado confirmed on the ground. Be ready to seek shelter, okay? This is a major threat. You can see the couplet is still going just east of I-75. We're talking about a large and dangerous tornado, possibly over a mile wide, ongoing right now, okay? Just a little tip, seek shelter at the lowest level of your home. If you have a basement, that's best. If you don't have one, that's okay. You want to go interior rooms, guys, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and your outside as possible, okay? We currently are in a situation in which we're going to see possibly a couple of very dangerous tornadoes, very violent. If you do not seek shelter, this is the difference between life and death, especially with these very large and dangerous tornadoes. So I cannot stress enough how important it is to say whether or where, especially in our moderate risk right now for significant tornadoes. This is about to enter northwest Indiana. That's our large and dangerous tornado confirmed on the ground. We're going to keep going. Now, over to the I-80 corridor and I-74 corridor, where we have a current tornado warning for kind of this corridor right here in Sheffield and Kewanee, I believe. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. That is a radar indicated tornado. So we're keeping an eye on that tornado warning. Seek shelter immediately within that region. A couple of large hailers as well. Almost every storm in that line is producing at least golf ball sized hail, and some of them are producing very large hail that is baseball sized. Moving over to Kansas City, you have a very large hail threat in the northern portions that is baseball sized hail. You want to be off the roads, protect your vehicles, and of course stay safe. Now, the most pressing threat for the largest metropolitan area is there is a tornado warning for the western portions of Kansas City. Kansas City, you need to be seeking shelter immediately right here on the eastern side of that hook that is moving east towards the Kansas City metro area as well as more. So I know, more in Kansas City. Just a little reminder, it is a myth. Tornadoes can hit cities, okay? It is a myth that tornadoes don't hit cities. So I really want to put them on alert here. I just saw a question if any Michigan area is underneath warning. Not yet. No area in Michigan is underneath warning. And then currently, guys, we do have an extended tornado warning. We have an extended tornado warning for Utopia, Concan, and Leakey in the southwest portions of Texas. This is a radar indicated tornado. Seek shelter immediately. Immediately. All right. We're going to keep doing around the horn here. I know it's going to be a little difficult. We're going to continue to update you guys on these regions here. But we do have a large and dangerous tornado I am very worried about here. Still a possibly wedge tornado. I mean, look at that absolutely massive hook. Also, reflectivity is just absolutely out of this world here on the northern portions of the cell. Look right beneath me. That's the first time I'm seeing white on the reflectivity. That means at least softball-sized hail currently. Wichita not underneath any current warning. Please do not spam chat, guys. I know there's a lot of individual questions. I'm going to guide you through the most pressing warnings, okay? So if you say town and I see it's in a warning area, I will comment on it, but I'm going to try to just keep giving information out rather than go to each town because it's just more efficient. We're going to have a lot of tornadoes on the ground. We're going to have a lot of large hailers. I do appreciate you bearing with me in this kind of sense here because it's going to be very complicated to answer specific town questions when I really want to get the most important information. But yes, we have a very pressing issue, guys. Pressing issue where we have a large and dangerous tornado here in northern Illinois heading towards Hopkins Park, Momence, and St. Anne. We're going to continue to track these storms. That storm also has 5-inch hail in it. Tornado warning remains in effect for I-80 in the Sheffield area and the Kewanee area as well. If you guys wouldn't mind leaving a like and joining the Rainy Day Weather family just so we can get the word out to many people here. If you're just joining in, Kansas City has just been upgraded for a significant tag on its severe thunderstorm warning. 3-inch hail has been observed in Kansas City. That is a trained spotter that is over baseball-sized hail. Now moving closer to softball-sized hail in Kansas City, in Gladstone, in Boner Springs, in Independence, in Liberty, in Parkville. Seek shelter immediately. That is dangerous hail. You do not want to be there. Yes, thank you for getting that out, Santi. And actually, this is a very pressing issue. We now have an observed tornado, guys. Observe when I see it right there. Observed tornado on the ground heading towards Oklahoma City. If you know anyone in Oklahoma City, please alert them, especially if they're in the western portions of the city. So I'm gonna walk you through here. What areas of Oklahoma City need to be under shelter? Well, if you're anywhere west of, let me get a road here, North Grand Boulevard. If you're any west of I-44, if you're west of I-44 in Oklahoma City, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. We have a confirmed observed tornado heading towards Mustang and Moore and western Oklahoma City. So yes, we do have a current tornado warning for Oklahoma City as well. Just a little shout. A lot of these areas are seeing storms right now are going to see multiple rounds of storms as well. South Bend is not underneath any warnings right now, but there's weather that is coming into your area, okay? Please take shelter if you're in western Oklahoma City. Also putting San Antonio on like a kind of watch here. You're outside of tornado watch, but there is a supercell heading in towards your region that's producing a tornado. Expect that to get to your region in about an hour. All right, let's move back up north. We're going to keep doing. Let me know if you guys think this is the best method here going north to south. I do think this is the best chance to see all the warnings. But now back to here. Some good news is our actual rotation is decreasing a little bit. I do believe there's still probably a smaller tornado on the ground here. We're northern Illinois, just southeast of Kankakee, heading towards Hopkins Park. Please seek shelter immediately within that region. That is still an observed tag. That is a PDS tornado, large and dangerous tornado on the ground, heading eastward at 35 miles per hour. Also, please don't spam chat. Not hitting New Jersey. Also, the storm is producing 5-inch hail. Has been observed previously. Now moving over to the western portions of Illinois, we have radar indicated tornado. Honestly, I don't see rotation, so stay in your safe place, but we're not going to stick on that one too much. And we do have a new tornado warning, actually, first tornado warning in Iowa for Fairfield and Lockridge and Mount Pleasant. That is a pretty big town here. Mount Pleasant are now underneath an active tornado warning in southeast Iowa. Seek shelter immediately. This includes Fairfield, Lockridge, Wayland, Winfield, and New London, as well as the Route 34 corridor in southeast Iowa. Please seek shelter immediately. All right, our most pressing warning, guys. We have an observed tornado heading into Oklahoma City right now. Oklahoma City, that includes western Oklahoma City, Mustang, Tuttle, and just west of Moore. Kind of the western portions of Moore are now underneath an active tornado warning seek shelter immediately. Yes, there is multiple tornadoes ongoing. We have a PDS tornado. We have a very large tornado on the ground in northeast Illinois, and we'll come back to that. We also have a tornado warning here just east of Abilene. This is for Putnam in the I-20 corridor, just east of Clyde. Seek shelter immediately. That's a brand new tornado warning, as well as an extension on our tornado warning here for Utopia, Cancun, and Leakey, Texas, in the southeast corner of Texas. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 active tornado warnings, guys. So bear with me. Indiana is not underneath any current warning, but if you are northwest Indiana, there is a large and dangerous tornado entering the region. So it's coming here in the next kind of 10 minutes. If you're on I-65 towards Fair Oaks, that's kind of the main corridor, but eventually the northwest corner of Indiana and most of Indiana will see severe weather. We're getting there. South Bend will be seeing severe weather in a kind of, could be soon here, and actually South Bend has just been put in. I just saw the update on my watch here. South Bend has just been upgraded to a tornado watch. So ingredients have now increased, and you should be seeing possibly tornadic, possibly large hail threat within the next few hours here, okay? Continuing to track all these storms here, we have multiple storms. So just to lay your bearings here as well, any storm you see with an orange polygon around it, that means hail is larger than baseball size. If you're in Indiana, you should be weather aware. You shouldn't be scared, guys. Shouldn't be scared, but you should be weather aware. We're talking about a very significant weather event happening, a moderate risk. That's the first moderate risk of 2026, and as well as moderate risks only happen around 14 days out of the year. That's an average. Iowa City currently are not underneath any warnings, I believe. And we do have a tornado warning out for Fairfield and Mount Pleasant, as well as the Route 34 corridor here in southeast Iowa. Mount Pleasant, someone, Casey, you're underneath a tornado warning, Casey. Please seek shelter immediately, Casey. Just went over your area. You have an active tornado warning. Do not delay. Seek shelter at the lowest level of your home, please. All right, moving back to Oklahoma City, and this is not a good look, guys. Not a good look at all, where we have a currently confirmed tornado heading towards Mustang, Oklahoma. Man, a couple of these areas, of course, Oklahoma, are really known for tornadoes, and this is not a good look. We have a very large supercell about to enter. This is moving east about 35 miles per hour. A large supercell producing a confirmed tornado moving east. I'm in Kansas City, and it's north of me. I can see the dark clouds, and I hear the thunder. Geez, stay safe. There's one in Oklahoma City. I'm in Tulsa. Tulsa is currently not underneath the warning, but severe weather is making its way towards you guys a little bit later today. Don't spam chat. Indiana is going to be seeing severe weather here soon, but no active warnings. I'm not gonna speculate on EF scale. And then again, if you guys are just joining us, we have a this is a very strong rotation. Very strong rotation just southeast of Campwood here, moving towards Concan, Utopia, and Leakey in southwest Texas. Okay, moving back up. We still have a PDS tag on this very, very large, and actually it's back down. We have a wedge back on the ground here. An absolutely insane radar presentation, possibly multi-mile wide tornado here, just southeast of Kankakee, Illinois. This is an absolute monster, and you do not see radar presentations like this very often. We have 4-inch hail, an absolute monster wedge tornado moving eastward about 35 miles per hour. If you know anyone in Hopkins Park, I know it looks like actually the town name is there, but I don't see any town. So if you know anyone in this kind of farm field, which probably has a grand total of 20 people, that's what's like making it okay. I mean, like, hopefully everyone's taking shelter, all the farmers and people who are out there, but like, we don't need this. We don't need this in a large city, guys. So hopefully we can avoid that. We continue to track this. A new severe thunderstorm warning has just been added to the northwest corner here of Indiana. This is including Lowell, Schneider, Roselawn, and I-65. Threat tag on this is hail above baseball size, as well as 60-mile-per-hour winds, as well as a possible tornado. Obviously, the tornado is down here. It is moving towards you guys about 35 miles per hour, so get ready to seek shelter because this is a large and dangerous tornado on the ground, and there's nothing stopping this thing. This thing has a chance to stay on the ground for a lot of distance, so please seek shelter immediately. We're talking about an absolute monster storm. We'll continue to track that. Not really hitting a lot of people, so I'm going to be quick on it as well. And we still currently have an active tornado warning here in western Illinois. This is for Sherfield, Sheffield, excuse me, in the I-80 corridor. I-80 corridor. If you guys are just joining us, we're keeping going around, and if you just would help me out real quick and leave a few likes so we can get the word out to as many people as possible. The main thing I'm going to keep guiding you guys through. There's a lot of information to get through. Unfortunately, I can't really do spot checks today, okay? I can't do spot checks, but what I can tell you is the exact areas in which you need to take shelter, as well as going to be doing refreshes of the entire forecast and what you need to expect throughout your day, okay? So I do apologize. I know if I tell you though, if you say a city and I know you're in a warning, I will tell you you're in a warning and you need to go to your safe place, okay? That's the thing. That's a promise I can give you. I appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to walk you through this. This is going to be a long night, okay? But I'm going to help you through it, okay? Good news here on this current signal is I don't see a lot of rotation. So we're going to kind of stay in your safe place. Of course, please stay in your safe place because these things can come down and come up really quickly. But that's some good news on there. Kansas City, currently underneath a severe thunderstorm warning with a destructive tag. That means they're seeing above baseball-sized hail. That's destructive. That's dangerous hail. Seek shelter out of that one. You don't want to be on the roads. You do not want to be outside. Hailstones that powerful could be dangerous. Moving down to, honestly, our most pressing tornado warning, not in strength, but actually as I say that, we are gaining strength here. This is a very, very concerning. This is the most concerning tornado for me right now. A confirmed tornado on the ground right now is heading towards Mustang, Oklahoma, and the western portions of Oklahoma City. You should be in your storm shelter right now. This also includes western Moore, Oklahoma. So we're hearing a lot of big town names and city names. Please, please, please go to your safe place immediately. This has been a serious day, and we're just getting started. If you're in Bethany, if you're in Mustang, or western Oklahoma City, or anywhere in between that, seek shelter immediately. So Chicago just saw a larger cell. It dropped some confirmed baseball-sized hail. We could see some more severe weather behind this a little bit later tonight. Let's keep scooching down here. East of Abilene. This is for the I-20 corridor. We have a current tornado warning. Not really seeing a lot of rotation on that. And honestly, there's like no town names. So yay for an open field getting a tornado. And lastly, our last current pressing tornado warning is in Campwood, Leakey, Utopia, and Concan. I keep messing that town name up. Concan, Texas. Seek shelter immediately. Okay? All right, back to the top. Actually, before we do back to the top, because I see a lot of new people came here, this is the full outlook, okay? We have this is our full risk zone, okay? So that stretches from Detroit, Chicago, St. Louis, Kansas City, Oklahoma City, Dallas, and then our current pressing threat, which is where the ingredients are, is within this zone. It's very thin, but it's going to expand in coverage very rapidly, okay? We're talking about large hail above tennis ball size. We've already had large hail confirmed above melon size, small melon size today, as well as possibility. The most likely area to see large and dangerous tornadoes is within this red corridor I just highlighted. Let's stick with it. Let's go back to our tornado warning here in the southeast. An absolute monster of a tornado, and still on the ground here just north of Hopkins Park, Illinois. Moving eastward, so if you're in Indiana, this is about to cross into your state in the northwest corner towards Schneider and Roselawn. Get ready to seek shelter. This is a dangerous storm, War Acres, Oklahoma, sirens going off. If you hear sirens, guys, please seek shelter. I know we have a lot of people underneath warnings right now. All right, I think we're going to stick on to our tornado warning here in Oklahoma City. This is the one that's honestly the most pressing. And you can see rotation is building. Rotation is building on the left side of your screen. We have an obvious hook echo right there, about to enter Mustang. So if you're in Mustang, Oklahoma, you have near seconds before you have a possible tornado move through your area. I'm going to put this in motion here so you can see the development of the storm. Western Oklahoma and western Moore, you need to be in your safe place right now. Excuse me. Please go to your safe place immediately. Alabama is in the clear. And yes, we have a confirmed tornado on the ground. I believe we might have actually, looking at the actual radar, we're going to stick with that. Heading towards Mustang, Oklahoma. The I-240 corridor in Bethany. Please seek shelter immediately. You can see this storm is also producing baseball-sized hail as well. Baseball-sized hail. Moving eastward. Eastward, guys. So there's the map. There's the warning box. And let's keep going. Wow, we're getting a lot of updates here. My phone does every a notification every tornado warning. I have 15 already, and we're continuing to track this. Okay, really not seeing any rotation down on the Eastern Abilene one tornado warning, and seeing some pretty decent rotation here in Campwood, but that's really not towards that many people. So we're gonna continue to look at this scan here. If you guys are just joining in, we have a radar indicated tornado warning here in western Oklahoma City and Mustang. Seek shelter immediately. Let's head back up to our PDS tornado warning. I think we probably got an extension, at least probably soon here. If you did not see that, oh my gosh, this is insane. I mean, this radar image here is just absolutely insane. Insane. This is a weather front, by the way. Link is in my bio. This supercell is absolutely massive. Like, the size of it is huge. And then our actual couplet, let's do an estimate on how wide our current tornado is. My estimate's about 1.2 miles wide right now. Possibly wedge tornado about to head into Indiana, for reference. A wedge tornado about to head into Indiana. This is for the northwest corner of Indiana. And for Schneider, Roselawn, and Fair Oaks. You are not underneath the tornado warning yet. But they're going to issue a downstream one because this is a large and dangerous tornado that has been confirmed on the ground. Anywhere north of this hookup, okay? So the tornado warning is only, of course, isolated to like a 2-mile wide radius, but still take cover if you are within a tornado warning. But even if you don't get a tornado warning, you're still going to get an alert. You're going to get an SMS alert because this is a destructive tag, severe thunderstorm warning. Seek shelter. Because we're talking about hailstones near melon size. That's 5 inches across. That's a small melon. So when you go to the grocery store and you get some melons that are smaller, or grapefruits, that's what we're talking about. Falling from the sky about over 100 miles per hour. Please seek shelter immediately. Okay. Appreciate you guys being here. If you wouldn't mind leaving a like and following, just so we can reach as many people as possible, of course. If you're enjoying the updates as well, this directly supports me as a student meteorologist. I'm currently studying abroad in Madrid, so sorry if I sound a little wispy. I was just at a soccer game, and I'm happy to help you guys out. My priority, give you the pressing information as soon as possible. We're going to go over tornado warnings. I'm sorry we're not going to do too many spot checks on cities. It's just I'm going to tell you what cities need to be taking shelter. Of course, the most important information. And speaking of taking shelter, western Oklahoma City needs to be taking shelter right now. You have a radar-indicated tornado going over Mustang, Oklahoma, moving eastward, about 30 miles per hour. This includes western Moore as well as Bethany, and anywhere west of the I-44 corridor, I-44. So if you are in Oklahoma City, you're like, oh, I live west of I-44. Go to your storm shelter right now, okay? Interior room, thank you for helping me out in chat, guys. I see a lot of helpful people too. Interior room, please seek shelter immediately. Immediately. And honestly, the Oklahoma City one is the current tornado warning with the most population in harm's way, okay? So you need to be seeking shelter. This is an extremely dangerous situation that is rapidly developing. And you can see on the left side of your screen, I mean, that's a pretty damning radar presentation of a very mature supercell. We might have a left split out of that one. But please, we have just an absolutely crazy day unfolding here. So give me 1 second, guys. We're going to look at this radar loop. I'm also posting an emergency update because I want to get this word out. This is just an absolutely horrendous severe weather day. I mean, we're talking about at least 15 states in some sort of severe weather and a couple of states in significant severe weather. We're talking about hail. Hail has been measured today already at 5 inches. Illinois has set their state record for the largest hail ever recorded in Illinois history. That's the type of stuff we're talking about. We are talking about historic storms. And there you go, guys. A brand new update. All of Oklahoma City, at least the proper city part, is now underneath a tornado warning. That means take shelter now. And we're talking about oh my gosh, yeah, this is one to take seriously. So if you are anywhere within Oklahoma City, you need to seek shelter right now. Okay? Anyone in Oklahoma City right here and on chat? I'm just curious. Anyone in Oklahoma City? Where's everyone watching from so I can get a good sense of how everyone's doing? But yes, a current active tornado warning for Oklahoma City is now in effect. Seek shelter immediately. Alrighty. There we go. Yep, so this is a tornado warning. Let's see how many people are on this, because I think we're probably at least in the millions. Right, I do believe we're in the millions here. Actually, just kidding. We're 600,000, still pretty close to a million. 600,000 people are now underneath a tornado warning. In the way of harm's way here, active tornado warning. You have very broad, decent broad rotation, some tight rotation here. Just northeast of Mustang, heading eastward. Let's see how quickly we're moving. We're moving eastward of about 35 miles per hour. This storm is also producing baseball-sized hail. So we have baseball-sized hail being produced by this absolute monster of a storm, as well as a tornado threat. Active tornado threat. Seek shelter immediately. You can see the map on the bottom here. That's the reflectivity. That's telling me where the highest rain is. But man, you also look at the reflectivity here. The current frozen reflectivity. Look at that hook. You see that little hook? That is the most crazy thing we're seeing right now. Heading eastward into Oklahoma City right now. The entire city proper needs to be seeking shelter, not only for the tornado risk, but also for the large hail risk. We're talking about baseballs falling from the sky, as well as a tornado threat now entering the city limits. Yes, baseballs. Baseballs are falling from the sky, and that's what we're dealing with today. Oh, gosh. Whew. I'm not liking this rotation, guys. If you know anyone in Oklahoma City, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. This is a possibly very dangerous situation. And I also just want to tell you right now, large tornadoes can happen in cities. So please take this extremely seriously. It's been honestly, it's been a very long time since I've seen a supercell. It is literally teeing up Oklahoma City right now. There is no way this cell is missing Oklahoma City. All we really can hope for is for the tornado to lift up before it gets there. It has been a while since I've seen an actual supercell just absolutely tee up the region. Now, I want to go back up to the northwest here, where we have an active large and dangerous tornado on the ground confirmed. This is a PDS tornado warning heading towards Route 41 in the northwest corner of Indiana, right here, okay? So you might realize this box is pink. You know what? Our tornado warning is pink. What's going on? This is an observed large tornado. You have the combination observed and large PDS. That's a particularly dangerous situation. Just a reminder, we have PDS at just below the highest level, which tornado emergency is only reserved for large tornadoes heading towards large population centers. So PDS tornado, it is still very dangerous. It's just dangerous for a little bit less people. So seek shelter right now. And this is for Schneider and the Route 41 corridor. This actual circulation is heading towards I-65. So if you know anyone driving on I-65 in the northwest corner of Indiana, tell them to remove themselves from this region, and specifically between Crown Point and Mount Airy. You need to be off the roads. There is nowhere safe anywhere near the storm. Number one, we have a large and dangerous tornado on the ground. Number two, you take a look at the severe thunderstorm warning. It is currently a larger than baseball-sized hail observed. And, oh gosh, this is an absolute monster here on the ground, moving eastward about 35 miles per hour. We're going to be keeping an eye on that storm. The good news is there's not a lot of people out there, but I want the people who are there staying safe, okay? That's why we're going to hop around here. We do still have an active tornado warning for Sheffield here. Not seeing a ton of rotation, maybe a little bit here. About to cross I-80. So I-80 about to see an active tornado risk here. Seek shelter immediately in the north central portions of Illinois. All right, let's go down to our most pressing issue right now. Oklahoma City, currently underneath a tornado warning. You need to be seeking shelter, taking this very seriously. This also includes areas around Oklahoma City, Bethany, Midwest City, and Spencer. Seek shelter immediately. All right, so newest update I have on that tornado warning is the tornado warning is still radar indicated, which is some good news. No one has eyes on it right now, but there are baseball-sized hail embedded in this storm. Chicago's currently not underneath the tornado warning, okay? But you do have a severe thunderstorm threat. I don't think Chicago's going to see a tornado because it's cold there at the surface. It's going to elevate storms. However, more large hailers are possible. So we're talking about hail beyond baseball size, what you even just saw, okay? We're going to go to northwest Indiana. Just 1 second here. Just 1 second. Missouri, not going to see any severe weather. I just want to show you guys how widespread this current severe weather threat is ongoing. We have just an absolutely crazy corridor here in northern Illinois and the eastern portions of Indiana. We have multiple large hail threats as well as one active tornado warning. Kansas City's absolutely getting slammed right now by some storms, producing confirmed producing confirmed hail up to baseball-sized hail in the northern portions of Kansas City. Lastly, we currently have an active tornado threat for Oklahoma City, guys. This is making me extremely nervous because if a tornado forms, there is so many people in the way here, okay? So many people. Chicago currently not underneath an active threat. You still have a watch that remains in place. So stay safe, stay weather aware, but no active threat, okay? Oklahoma City, all of Oklahoma City needs to be in their safe places. Includes Oklahoma City, Midwest City, Spencer, Jones, and Bethany. We have tennis ball-sized hail as well as an active tornado threat. So the actual rotation I'm seeing here is basically paralleling I-24, heading eastward towards the southern portions of the city. But the entire city should be taking cover. These types of storms have a tendency to move around, okay? St. Louis could see large hail. Large hail is a core threat. I'm thinking please seek shelter immediately. Wichita Falls, just west of you, there's a very dangerous storm that has 1.25-inch hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds. Currently not for you, but you're still in an active tornado warning. More storms could come, okay? More storms. And lastly, moving down to the south, this is our most southern tornado warning. This is for Utopia, CanCon, and there you go. There's a new, wow, look at that. 4-inch hail observed on this storm. That's softball-sized hail observed on this storm. Absolutely huge. I mean, that is just insane. Heading towards Medina. So we have meteors falling from the sky right now, guys. This is an app, guys. This is Weatherfront. You can feel free to use the link in my bio to access it. Only available on iPhone. Active tornado warning, guys, ongoing for Oklahoma City. Let's check on our northern PDS tornado warning. This is a very large and dangerous tornado that is confirmed on the ground here. It is on the border of, wow, this is just, jeez, this is crazy. I'm guessing we probably have about between a mile and a 2-mile tornado on the ground right now. Just right now on the Indiana and Illinois border, just south of Schneider. Schneider is underneath that emergency alert. That's a PDS tornado warning. That's a very rare, I believe we're still PDS, right? Yeah, still PDS tornado warning. So that means a large and dangerous tornado has been confirmed on radar. And someone's saying we have gate-to-gate velocity speeds of 198 miles per hour. And honestly, I'm not surprised. Look at this absolutely beast of a supercell. Just want to state, this supercell has the ability to produce a strong tornado all the way through, honestly, the northern portions of Indiana. So you see our risk zone, right? So our moderate risk drops out about probably 50 miles to its east. So it's got 50 miles of prime conditions to produce a large tornado. So if you live in this corridor here, like Logansport, Rochester, Plymouth, Knox, anywhere kind of in this area, you need to be on extremely high alert. You need to be near your storm shelter, okay? Because we're dealing with a just absolute monster right now. Monster. Also, if you have anything you need to protect from large hail, do that as well. Because the tornado is only 2 miles wide. Of course, it's extremely dangerous, so take that seriously. But the hail threat's a lot wider. So we're talking about baseball. Right now, this storm actually produced a confirmed Illinois state record 5-inch hail. 5 inches. That's greater than a softball. That is the new state record that has just been made about 30 minutes ago in northern Illinois. That same storm, which is currently producing a tornado over 1 mile wide, is now about to enter northwest Indiana. Seek shelter immediately within this current tornado warning. This is a large and dangerous tornado on the ground. Appreciate you guys being here. Continuing to track these storms extremely closely, as we have now over 700,000 people. Wow, oh my gosh. Look at these speeds. Just want to take a look at this a little bit closer here. 89 miles per hour, 70 miles. Oh, these are like storm relatives, so we got to throw on velocity of the actual. Oh, I guess the storm relatives are more? That's kind of crazy. That is insane. Quite insane storm here. A large and dangerous tornado on the ground heading towards Roselawn. If you're in Schneider or Roselawn or the I-65 corridor, if you guys know anyone driving in northwest Indiana, you do not want to be on the roads for this. You're going to lose your windshield You possibly will lose your life if you are anywhere near this tornado. It's a large and dangerous tornado. Take this extremely seriously. Let's head all the way down into Oklahoma City, where we currently have an active tornado warning, and we actually have a new tornado warning as well. We'll get to that in 1 second. If you're in Oklahoma City, active tornado warning remains in effect for Bethany, Midwest City, and Spencer. The entire kind of downtown region, you can see the polygon here, stretches all the way to the northern portions of I-44. Seek shelter immediately. Let's move to our new tornado warning here in Texas. This is just east of Breckenridge, Texas. And honestly, it's for like no one. So it's for 716 people. So if anyone's from this area, take shelter. But obviously, we're going to stick to the highest priority tornado warnings here. I can't speak if there's going to be an exact tornado warning in an exact area. I mean, it's kind of just, we got to keep going. No active threat. There are people who care about Texas. Who cares about Texas here? Because Melissa, I think people care about other places, okay? I'm going to try to be fair, but saying something rude like that when we have a couple of large tornadoes in the ground is not really helpful or productive. Well, the reason I'm not showing Michigan is because there's nothing going on there yet. Thanks. Sorry, guys. I sometimes rage on people when they say something like that. Right now, Abby, there's no active threat right there, okay? But stay tuned, okay? Thank you, Wally, for the donation. Appreciate that. So the active tornado warning, the active tornado threat is moving eastward right now, eastward into Oklahoma City. So seek shelter immediately. Still radar indicated, so let's hope this tornado does not drop down. But you do have a mature supercell that has had a confirmed tornado just west of Mustang, is now entering a very, very populated area. I mean, if you look at the rotation zone, we are right over a ton of neighborhoods. So very concerning. All right, we're going to keep going around here. Current active tornado warnings. We currently have a large and dangerous tornado now in Indiana. So just south of Schneider, Indiana. If you're just wondering where are we at? Well, we're in northwest Indiana, and this has just crossed over into northwest Indiana, okay? Guys, please don't spam chat. I'm avoiding spot locations. I'm sorry. I'm getting the main priority right now is I'm going to tell you if I see your location and I know you need to take shelter, I'll tell you to take shelter. But if I see your location, I'm not worried about it. I'm not going to comment on it because I'm going to stick on the highest pressing information, guys. Okay, appreciate it though. Appreciate you being curious, but we're going to focus on the most pressing information because there's a lot for as a single human being to go over. But I'm going to get you guys through this. Okay. Back on topic here. Large and dangerous tornado on the ground, continuing to move towards I-65. Now is in Indiana. Okay, just for reference on where we are. Here's the lake. Top of your screen. Here's his absolute monster supercell that's producing a large and active tornado, as well as baseball-sized hail. Baseball-sized hail. And they just extended the tornado warning. And actually, wow, this is for a lot of people, for 17,000 people, okay? So listen up. This is now very important. You listen to this information if you are within this polygon or if you know anyone within this polygon. This is a life or death situation. This is a PDS tornado. There is currently a confirmed large and dangerous tornado on the ground that has just entered Indiana. We are in northwest Indiana, and if you are in Roselawn, Fair Oaks, Daymont, or Wheatfield, you need to seek shelter right now. There is zero time to delay. Zero time to delay. The storm is producing, I believe we're a tennis ball sized hail right now, and it's producing a long track, dangerous, and large tornado in which if you do not seek shelter, you are making a huge risk on your life. This is the current only warning in Indiana, so if you're anywhere outside of this warning area, you're okay right now, but you should be weather aware. This is a large and dangerous tornado. You see that pink polygon? That means business. That means a dangerous and large tornado. It's currently on the ground. If you guys wouldn't mind, I'm going to keep going around, but if you wouldn't mind leaving a like on the stream, Lisa, like a couple, just so we can get the word out to as many people as possible. I'm worried because, our large and dangerous tornado was not really hitting anything, but now our large and dangerous tornado is aiming at 16,000 people. So I really want to get this word to as many people as possible. We're continuing to track these storms extremely closely. It looks like our warning over in Sheffield is going to be canceled there. However, there are still storms producing over baseball-sized hail. So threat continues. Kansas City is also underneath a severe thunderstorm warning with a considerable threat tag on that. That is producing greater than baseball-sized hail, damaging hail within that region. Moving to Oklahoma City, currently having an active tornado warning within all of Oklahoma City, including Midwest City and Spencer. Seek shelter right now. The good news I have for you guys in this region, you should be in your safe place. Sorry, I'm just seeing what they're reissuing here. You should be in your safe place, but I don't see a couplet that's very strong in Oklahoma City, so that's some good news. We really do not want a tornado on the ground here. There is a lot of people on the way, so stay safe, guys. In Oklahoma City, get some snacks and hang in there, okay? We're going to get through it. Large cell, moving through your region. No stranger to this stuff, but I want to be extra safe, especially with what we're dealing with. We have kind of this warning needs to be canceled. I don't know what they're doing. They're sleeping a little bit. And this warning is for like 6 people. So we're keeping an eye on everything. San Antonio, Austin going to be up next once these storms continue to move eastward. So keeping an eye on you, but nothing immediate. And we do have a new tornado warning actually just northeast of Kansas City. New tornado warning in Missouri. This is for Polo and Kingston. Polo and Kingston, Cowgill, and Elmira. Seek shelter immediately. A radar-indicated tornado has been seen by the National Weather Service and is moving northeast-east at about 30 miles per hour. 30 miles per hour. Hey guys, if you spam chat, I will have to mute. All right, let's go back here. So we have a large and dangerous tornado on the ground. I mean, this is just absolutely insane. This is bonkers. This is heading towards I-65. I'm very worried because this is a very large tornado. So if anyone is within any boundary, this is going to be in trouble, right? This is kind of insane. If you're just joining as well, this actual storm has produced the Illinois state record for the largest hail ever recorded within Illinois, 5 inches across. That is just above grapefruit size, between grapefruit and small melon size, if you can kind of comprehend what 5 inches across looks like. And unfortunately, it is producing a very large and dangerous tornado. Let's take a look at the town that is kind of under risk here. It looks like a small... I don't know much about Roselawn. If anyone has any details here, it looks like a smaller community for sure. Oh, no. Oh, that's a trailer park. Oh, gosh. If you know anyone in Roselawn and they are in a trailer park, I'm actually going to make a call. You have about 5 minutes. Abandon your trailer. Abandon your trailer. If you can go to a neighbor's house and knock on the door, pound on the door, I'm going to make the call. You have about 5 minutes in Roselawn, Indiana. Abandon your trailer. It is not safe in a trailer right now. Please, I don't usually make this type of call, but because we have a very large and dangerous tornado on the ground that I believe is going to be long track, and you're currently in a PDS tornado warning, abandon your trailer immediately. There is no time to stay in your trailer. It will not be safe. Extremely dangerous tornadoes. If we keep going, in which we're teed up right for a trailer park in Roselawn, that's not good, guys. So we got to try to stay composed. But you see, we have our circulation here currently estimated about a mile wide on the ground, heading into Roselawn. So this is a small community in the northwest corner of Indiana, about just west of I-65. Please seek shelter immediately, and if you are in a trailer in Roselawn, I'm giving the call to abandon your trailer immediately. Go to a house if you can. If you know someone with a storm shelter, who cares? Go to someone's house and pound on the door. Abandon the trailer park at Roselawn. This is a life or death situation. I'm telling you, a large tornado is working its way into your region. You have about 5 to 10 minutes. If you do not abandon your trailer park and this tornado continues to move towards the area, there's a high likelihood that you will be in trouble, okay? Trailer parks are extremely dangerous. We have, unfortunately, as well as a campground. Thank you for that report, but this is devastating. This is absolutely devastating. We have a large and dangerous tornado, guys. I'll stick on this for just a second here. Large and dangerous tornado confirmed on the ground here in northwest Indiana in Roselawn, which I've just spotted a trailer park, and I'm now giving the emergency call to abandon the trailer park. I'm giving you probably have 2 minutes to abandon it. At that point, it's kind of like there's really no other option. But if you look, that giant hook with an absolutely large tornado is heading into Roselawn, Indiana. This is extremely live, okay? I'm banning you for saying that in such a... You can go to any radar and see this is live, but you're being banned for saying something like that. Yes, this is unfortunately live. And a very large and dangerous tornado is working its way into Roselawn, Indiana. Okay, we'll be right back on that. And I do want to check on our current tornado warning for Oklahoma City. We have a tornado warning for Oklahoma City. I mean, I'm still seeing broad rotation, but not seeing a couplet yet. So, man, we don't need 2 active tornadoes on the ground. So I'm keeping a close eye on Oklahoma City. Still radar indicated, still remaining your safe place. Just wanting you guys to be safe out there. Includes Midwest City and Spencer. Toledo, Ohio, an isolated severe weather threat for today. We do have a new tornado warning for the northeast corner of Kansas. This is for Liberty, so this is a pretty high population area. This is a radar indicated tornado warning heading northeast about 35 miles per hour for Liberty, Missouri City, and Excelsior Springs. Did I get that right? Just northeast of Kansas City. Seek shelter immediately. New active tornado warning. That means go to your lowest level of your home. A basement is best. If you don't have one, that's okay. Avoid windows and seek interior shelter. That's like a closet, a bathroom. Those are good options, guys. Again, just a reminder, I'm doing only the current tornado warnings and prioritizing extreme weather as well as our currently active tornado warning, large and dangerous tornado on the ground, Roselawn. If you're just joining in, tragically, there are numerous campgrounds as well as numerous trailer parks within Roselawn. And I've just given the emergency order to evacuate your trailer park and find a home or better built structure. You will be in extreme danger if you do not abandon ship and leave your trailer. This is an observed large and dangerous tornado. That's why we are in pink right now. This is in Roselawn, Indiana, in northwest Indiana. Radar estimates are currently putting it around 1 mile wide, possibly larger. And so we might say this might miss, hopefully it misses south, but take a look at our current projections. Notice how our storm is actually moving a little bit, just a tad bit north, and this tragically is lining up. Tulsa, a little bit later tonight, this is tragically lining up exactly for Roselawn. So everyone in Roselawn and I-65 and DeMott, please take shelter immediately. There is currently a tornado warning just northeast of Kansas City. So there is a tornado warning in northeast Kansas City. And actually, I'm seeing a decent couplet here just east of Liberty. If you're in Liberty, Mosby, Excelsior Springs, or Missouri City, seek shelter immediately. You currently have an active tornado warning as well. Why are you saying anything about the huge hook echo? I mean, yeah, that's kind of the point. I mean, the hook echo is insane. As well as the gate-to-gate speed on the actual wind speed there this is just an absolutely monster storm here. Huge storm. Continuing to answer you guys' questions. I was trying to get information out as quickly as possible. It's kind of the priority as well. I'm just watching the storm very closely. If you guys are just joining in, we have a confirmed large and dangerous tornado on the ground in northwest Indiana. Someone said they're going to stop the tornado. Okay, please do that. And very tragically, we have multiple campgrounds as well as multiple trailer parks in which, I mean, we really have to hope this actual tornado occludes or shuts off before it gets there, because the trailer parks will not survive this type of large tornado, and that's why it's so concerning to see a very large and dangerous tornado now heading into the I-65 corridor. Sorry guys, TikTok's making me do a capacho real quick. They said inactivity has been detected. Wow, that is not right. All right, continue your questions, guys. Appreciate you being here. Louisiana not in danger for today. No, that's we haven't done an actual full broad risk yet in a while. So here's a full broad risk. The current areas you see in like bright polygons, those are currently warnings. Yellow polygons are severe thunderstorm warnings. Thick yellow polygons are where we have hail. That is about baseball-sized hail. And anywhere you see orange polygons, those are hailstones greater than baseballs, as well as any red polygons you see, as well as the pink polygon you see. Red is current active tornado warning, and pink is currently PDS tornado warning. PDS, that is particularly dangerous situation. We currently have a large and dangerous tornado in northwest Indiana, which we'll look at closer here in just 1 second. We are here across the United States, so we have a lot of people underneath a very significant severe weather threat. We've just broken Illinois' state record for largest hailstone ever recorded, 5 inches across. That's melon size, as well as we have a large and dangerous tornado on the ground here in northwest Indiana. This has been observed, and man, Roselawn, you have about 2 minutes before a large and dangerous tornado possibly makes a direct hit to a smaller town with trailer parks and campgrounds. You have about 1 to 2 minutes. So if you know anyone there, this is it. You have to seek shelter immediately. I'm also going to put Shelby. I know you're right on the edge here, but our tornado seems to be occluding a little bit, so that means we're going to have a little bit of deviant motion to the north here. So if you are within that area, now that actually kind of triggers me to think about the spotters. There are a lot of storm chasers out here. And thankfully, no registered storm chasers on the northern side of this occluding large tornado. So that's registered. Hopefully there's non-registered people who are not in the ways here. Just put that in mind. This tornado is kind of moving a little bit more north than currently expected. And here is the tornado, by the way, guys. Right side of your screen, and we'll walk you through this quickly, is velocity. We have greens coming towards the radar, which is this way. And then red's going away from the radar, which is that way. When they are touching each other, that's where our tornado is. And current radar estimates, tornado is estimated to be about 1 mile wide, heading east about 35 miles per hour. An observed tornado warning. This is a PDS tornado warning. Large and dangerous tornado on the ground, heading towards a town that possesses trailer parks and campgrounds and stuff you don't want to be in when you see a large and dangerous tornado on the ground. So please stay safe, seek shelter. And just a little word of advice for anyone in northern Indiana, kind of in the corridor here, like Rochester, Knox, Plymouth, Winnemac. This actual cell really has nothing stopping it. So this is what we were really worried about for today. That's why the moderate risk was issued. If we get that one cell to really ride this warm front, it's tapping into all of that motion. You remember the Michigan tornado just a few days ago where it rode the warm front? This storm is basically doing the same thing, except one thing is different. It has more energy. It's even more violent than possibly the Michigan one. So the more energy also enables it for it to be longer term. Any big tornadoes? Yes, we are currently watching a very large and dangerous tornado, unfortunately exactly targeting a town with campgrounds and a lot of trailer parks, and that is not a great combo. Abby, you're good. You're good right now there, I can tell you. Please don't spam. I'll tell you if you get into, I'm keeping around if there's a warning there as well. Yes, let's go back down to the Kansas City tornado warning. Man, just quick comment, all these storms here are producing at least baseball-sized hail. At least baseball-sized hail. So that's kind of moving towards Chicago, if you're wondering. Chicago is more of a hail threat. Let's check on our current tornado warning here in just northeast of Kansas City, so Exceller Springs in Missouri City. I'm not seeing anything crazy velocity-wise. More broad rotation. So I really don't think there's anything on the ground, but still remain in your safe place here, just northeast of Kansas City. Live radar right now. I'll let you know if that gets on the ground or not. But when you see those broad rotation happening, you need to be extra safe here. Okay, extra safe. PA is fine. Please don't spam chat. And of course, if we're seeing more people joining, again, the one thing I just asked, guys, if you appreciate the coverage or you want to support getting the word out to as many people as possible, if you wouldn't mind liking the stream, top supporter is displayed in the top right. Just that's to show my appreciation. And the main reason I say that is just to get the word out to as many people as possible, of course, with this very dangerous threat. Tornado warning just east of Breckenridge, Texas. This is only for about 600 people, so we're going to kind of breeze past it. And then large sail that is kind of west of San Antonio has been dropped from its tornado warning, but it is producing, 4.5 inch hail observed. So that is hail that is about softball sized. Okay, let's go back to our most pressing threat that is right now. This is, no, the tornado is occluding, but it just got larger. So a large and dangerous tornado is about, let's see how close are we? So it is 2 miles away from Roselawn. The actual tornado is estimated to be, actual estimate tornado width is about 1 inch. Thoyer, this town didn't pop up that much, but it looks like a small town. Thoyer is about to possibly take a hit in the northern portions of Roselawn, in which tragically there are campgrounds all around here and trailer parks. This is Northwest Indiana. If you're in Thoyer, if you're in Shelby, if you're in Roselawn, if you're in Fair Oaks, DeMotte, or I-65 in the northwest corner of Indiana, this is your last chance to seek shelter, especially on the western portions of this PDS tornado warning. Particularly dangerous situation. A large and dangerous tornado has been confirmed on the ground by storm chasers. And that is just a very scary look on the radar as this thing continues to absolutely march its way to the northeast. You can see it's fully kind of including here, probably going through a new cycle here, so it's going to get closer to its cell and probably extend a little bit more. But what that does mean is because our hook is kind of collapsing within our actual storm, it's going to do what I like to call the figure skater effect, in which, think of a figure skater, like I'm the supercell, and I'm holding out my arms, right? And my tornado's over here. And now I'm like, I kind of want my tornado close to me, so I'm a figure skater, and I pull in. Well, what happens to the figure skater spinning? She spins faster, if you didn't remember. So now, we already had a large and dangerous tornado, but now we probably just have an absolute monster. And you can see the radar presentation. That aligns with exact thinking, heading just about to hit Roselawn, about to cross I-65 as well. And the storm's also producing hail the size of 3 inches or baseball plus size. So immediately take cover and get out of there. You need to be seeking shelter immediately. Okay. It's Roselawn for confirmation. Roselawn in northwest Indiana, not Rosemont. Roselawn. All right, keep checking my stuff here. And yes, they are continuing the damaging tornado. So the PDS tornado warning continues to be extended. This is for 14,000 people. A large and dangerous tornado is on the ground. Let's move around and let's check on our other tornado warnings ongoing. So let's check on our Kansas City one. Still pretty broad rotation for Exceller Springs in Missouri City. This is northeast of Kansas City. Active tornado warning. Let's check on our Oklahoma City one, which is actually just got extended. And this one's getting a little bit more suspicious here. Still hard to pinpoint an area. Maybe right here, honestly. Midwest City, Tacoma Park, Spencer. Now extended tornado warning here just east of Oklahoma City. So downtown Oklahoma City, west of the actual hook. I think you're about to get in the clear here. But if you are now in I-335, Hara, McLeod, Jones, Hara, this area now. You're now underneath a new tornado warning, so seek shelter immediately. As is supercell, you can see on the left side of your screen, pretty well presented supercell continues to move eastward. Yes, chill in Wisconsin, too cold up there. And everything else, nothing's really changed. So those are kind of our core stories. We have Oklahoma City tornado warning. That's kind of broad rotation. Kansas City tornado warning. That's kind of broad rotation. And then we have the exception over here, in which we have an absolutely disastrous monster on the ground, in which actually the rotation has gained width. So current estimates from me is 1.2 miles, literally just a mile, like half a mile northwest of Roselawn. Let's see if there's anything in that corridor. I don't know if I have clear air. Wait, maybe. So here's Roselawn. Yeah, oh gosh. Tragically, there is a town right here, Shelby. So large and dangerous tornado, basically situated right to the northwest of Roselawn. Here's the actual circulation. Right to the northwest of Roselawn, now kind of hopefully scooting by. Honestly, moving more of an eastward motion. So Roselawn, anywhere between east 100th and N Street, about to possibly take a direct hit from a large and dangerous tornado that has been confirmed on the ground, moving eastward about 35 miles per hour. I'm really hoping people were able to find alternate shelter in those trailer parks, and man, this could be one that could look pretty bad on the ground as it continues to move eastward. An absolute disastrous, large and dangerous tornado about to cross I-65 here in northwest Indiana as well. Getting a new radar scan, and you actually can really see these tornadoes occluding in pretty far north jump. Hopefully it missed Roselawn, but the northwest corner, I'm not too sure. But also notice a new hook starting to pop out here. That could be something to be. All right. Yes, I appreciate the kind words, but yeah, let me answer some more questions, okay? I'm going to try to answer some more questions as I'm going to put this in motion so you can see the development. We are northwest Indiana. That's PDS tornado warning All the other current tornado warnings, please seek shelter, but they're not as like high level enough to actually fully sit on because I don't see like evident rotation. Lansing, Michigan has a severe weather threat for today. No immediate threat. South Bend, Indiana is underneath. I believe you're in the enhanced risk. So you have a cell that's kind of meandering to the east of you. You have a tornado threat. You have all these things. They're increasing right now. You just got a tornado watch, but you're gonna have multiple rounds. So this first round, this supercell is just absolutely insane. By the way, look how large this thing is. I mean, this thing's huge. Usually supercells are a little bit more like smaller. I mean, this thing is absolutely just a beast. Absolutely disastrous beast. Continuing to move eastward. Yes, we have an active PDS tornado warning here in northwest Indiana, about to cross I-65 for Roselawn, Demotte, and about to get to Wheatfield as well. Wheatfield probably going to go under the tornado warning here soon. Just generally, guys, let's look at the radar just generally really quick. You have kind of a corridor of big hailers. That's what I like to call them. They're non-tornado producing storms, but they are producing hail currently mainly baseball sized. But one of these storms back here in southeast Iowa is producing. Well, they're increasing. Why would they do that? Being a little inconsistent. It is producing tennis ball size hail, maybe a little bit larger than baseball size hail for Wapello. And then there's just a lot of hailers. So I'm not going to really harp on the hailers too much because those are pretty straightforward to protect yourself. And then we have this current tornado warning here in Oklahoma City. Now moving east of Oklahoma City, heading towards the 335, and just crossing over Midwest City. You can see a pretty well-defined hook here. Pretty messy setup here. Still radar indicated. Hopefully, there's the actual wall cloud. So the base of the base of the storm has been rotating very quickly. The actual contact with the ground has not happened. So stay in your safe place because contact can happen very quickly. But continue to monitor the forecast very closely here. Very closely as the storm continues to move eastward about 35 miles per hour. Well, how can you get the radar? Link is in my bio. That's going to be in my TikTok bio. So if you go to my profile of Rainy Day Weather, you can find it there. I know I've seen a lot of questions about Wichita. Wichita has been pretty quiet, but now you have a supercell on its way. Just a little thing on that supercell producing golf ball-sized hail, as well as has an isolated tornado threat for you. You have an isolated tornado threat within that. You are currently underneath the severe thunderstorm watch. But there is pretty broad rotation on that storm, so keeping an eye on that just in case it does produce. And we do have a new tornado warning for central Illinois. I believe that's going to pop up on our radar any moment here. Missouri, currently there's no active tornado warnings in Missouri, but northwest, just next to Kansas City, producing large hail. Let's go back to Roselawn in Indiana, where we have current PDS tornado warning. As the storm continues to move eastward at 35 miles per hour. So just a reminder, PDS tornado warning means a large and active tornado is on the ground. Hey guys, we just need one new follower for 100 new followers to stream. See if we can get there just so we can get the word out to as many people as possible. So if you're appreciating the content, if you wouldn't mind joining the Randy Other family, thank you guys so much for the support as we try to reach as many people as possible. Hopefully I'm doing an okay job. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little rusty from these really big events. It's been a while since we've had this, but hopefully you guys are hanging in there. I'm trying to answer as many questions as possible, but of course, if you know me, you know my priority here is to give you the information that is critical to life-saving care here. And critical information includes this large and dangerous tornado is just over I-65 in northwest Indiana. So if you're wondering where is this right now, where is this large and dangerous tornado? We're in northwest Indiana, just north of Roselawn. Let me zoom out a little bit so you get a little more perspective. Just north of Roselawn, heading east about 35 miles per hour. This is a confirmed and large dangerous tornado. Violent, large, all of the above. PDS tornado warning continuing to extend the warning going eastward, and actually it's redeveloping its circulation. So actually, guys, I know you might be like, what is going on? I believe we're going to go possibly twins on this bad boy. And looking at the new radar scan, I actually think we have twins. So that is correct. This supercell is now have one large tornado on the ground, but now it's producing a secondary tornado. That's what happens sometimes with these very violent tornadoes, these very violent supercells, is they actually can respawn a new tornado while a current violent one is being produced. That That is truly unbelievable. We possibly have twin tornadoes on the ground in northwest Indiana moving eastward. I mean, that is just insane. Let's take a look at how did this happen to the radar presentation. That is truly beyond words. So we currently, and someone said a new confirmed tornado dropped, and this is now a confirmed twin tornado. This is definitely my first twin tornado confirmed. Oh my gosh, and look at the radar scan. I have no words. We have twin tornadoes, one very large and one now growing in size. Twin tornadoes are not fully sustainable, so hopefully this one closes off soon. But yes, if you're just joining us, we have a confirmed twin tornado, one very large, moving east here in northwest Indiana. An absolutely maddening storm. And here's some perspective on where we are. There is Lake Michigan to the top of the screen. Just crossing into Indiana. We are into Indiana now. And you can see just an absolutely monster supercell. This thing has nothing hold its back. And oh my gosh, there it is. That is definitely confirmed. There's no such thing as a warning for twin tornadoes, guys. What is going on? Twin tornadoes? How? What? Oh my gosh. Well, that's what we're dealing with today. And we do have actually a new tornado warning here for Illinois. Let me go to this right now. This is for central Illinois. New tornado warning for Bradford, Modena, and Wyoming. Seek shelter right now. Currently, radar indicated, seek shelter. New tornado warning in Illinois. All right, so that's kind of the thing here is we have this cell in front of it, but we also have this kind of mess here. It does have a tornado risk on it on the western side, on that west side. So, gosh, got a lot going on here. Let me go back down to our tornado warning in Oklahoma City, and then we'll come back to our twin tornado threat ongoing in Illinois or Indiana. And rotation's looking still pretty broad here. So hopefully we can keep this tornado off the ground in Oklahoma as well. And it's just absolutely monstrous storm. No other tornado warnings other than those ones. So let's stick on our current tornado warning here in northwest Indiana, where we currently have confirmed twin tornadoes on the ground. An extremely extraordinary and very rare event ongoing just north of Roselawn, Indiana, where we have a PDS tornado. So we have currently a confirmed tornado on the ground. And we also have confirmed twin tornadoes on the ground just now east of I-65. So that is correct, guys. If you're just joining in and you're like, what is going on? The most crazy thing that we broke the record for the largest hailstone ever recorded in Illinois. That same storm is now producing two tornadoes at the same. Yes, that is possible. Two tornadoes on the ground at the same time. Unbelievable, guys. I literally cannot. So it's quite insane. The only really good news I have is there's not a ton of population out here, but there are neighborhoods. So Des Moines in Indiana. How do I tell you this? But you're currently between two tornadoes, and the current stronger one to your west is moving towards you. So if you're not in shelter, man, there is really no reason you should not seek shelter as soon as possible. And for reference, guys, because I know the storm is probably going to go the distance. This storm is aiming. This is not an immediate pressing warning, but this is kind of a, hey, like heads up, this big storm's coming. Wheatfield, San Pierre, North Judson, Bass Lake. This corridor is going to be seeing this storm continue to move eastward. Currently producing twin tornadoes, and as well as at least one strong and dangerous tornado as well. Quite an interesting move by the National Weather Service that I think is actually very smart. They have stopped issuing a destructive tag on the severe thunderstorm warning. I do believe the reason for this, so the hail is still the same size. A destructive tag does an SMS alert as well as a tornado warning. So you might get the SMS alert from the large hail and be like, okay, like it's fine. But really, they want the SMS alert for a confirmed large and dangerous tornado to be more pressing. So kind of putting that out there, you're not going to get an SMS alert now with this cell. Now, that means like a text message or an emergency alert because they are prioritizing the large and dangerous tornado down in the northwest. But just kind of putting a reference here, this entire corridor here at Plymouth, you're at least going to see large hail out of it. So keep that in mind as we continue to watch this storm. All right, let's check on our other tornado warnings as we are ongoing. Current tornado warning in Wyoming, Illinois, central Illinois here, moving east at 35 miles per hour. Rotation is lackluster, so stay in your safe place, but keeping an eye on that. As well as looking at the tornado warning in Oklahoma, also lackluster, low-level rotation, so keeping an eye on it, but keeping an eye on this storm too, possible tornado developing in southern Oklahoma. Other than that, guys, there is no active tornado warnings. However, there are over 20 severe thunderstorm warnings, with many of them producing over baseball-sized hail. So please keep that in mind, even though I am not... Oh, wow. Okay, well, looks like we are going crazy here because we have just... What is this? What do we got? Is it... Okay, so staying on PDS. So you might have noticed... Where my radar? Why did we go... The radar go down? Give me this radar. Why did the radar quality go so crap? Okay, I think we're okay. All right, so we have a new extension on our PDS tornado warning where we have an observed large and dangerous tornado, and actually two of them. Large and dangerous tornado, two of them. That is confirmed, by the way, confirmed by storm chasers. 2 tornadoes on the ground, and that's probably why you're seeing such a weird polygon for the tornado warning. You're like, what? Who's drawing this, right? Like, what's going on here? Well, now you have to warn for 2 tornadoes within the same storm. So now if you are within Wheatfield, to see if there's any town names. This still looks very, very unpopulated. I guess Wheatfield does have 8,000 people in it, so that is actually a pretty decent population center. So let's take a look at can I see geography? I'm going to extend the loop a little bit. 1 second, guys. Okay. 1 second, let me see who's in Wheatfield and what we're dealing with here we see twin tornadoes. Looks like a smaller town. And are those trailers I see again? I mean, honestly, the trailers are kind of just like even more concerning, but we have a large and dangerous tornado on the ground that's coming towards Wheatfield, and oh gosh, yikes. So let me sort this out for you. So if you're joining, okay, Dayton, Ohio is fine right now. The storm is moving east. If you're joining this kind of do a breakdown of this current cell. If you're just joining, we currently have 2 active tornado risk on the same storm. This is a PDS tornado warning. Here's the number 1 tornado that has been the parent tornado for a while. It's being included right now. It should not last super long, but it's actually, what's happening is it has so much momentum with it. It's actually going to start orbiting the actual storm until it gets fully included and loses its spin. So we currently have 2. This is still a large and dangerous tornado on the ground. So that one's still large and dangerous. And then we have a new developing tornado, which will then become the parent tornado on the southern side. You can see a new developing hook just south of Des Moines. This is heading, you can see the direction here, heading east-northeast. Deviant motion is expected, so of course don't line up exactly. We're dealing with an extremely rare situation in which we have 2 tornadoes on the ground at once. The reason I'm not covering Michigan right now is because there's no active threats, only later. So that's why. And that's why we have a current observed tag for a PDS tornado warning for Wheatfield in northwest Indiana. A new update with this storm is there has been an update for severe weather thunderstorm here. So they're doing a huge, what's it called? Heads up time for the storm because it's so dangerous. This is for Metairie, Winmac, North Hudson. I believe is it Judson or Hudson, if someone has helped me out there. Knox, La Crosse, Kingsfield Heights, Hamlet, and Wanata. So you're probably not going to get an SMS alert on this. So this means you're not going to get a text. However, actually they did decrease the hail a little bit. So the threat is baseball-sized hail. But honestly, the threat is really the current supercell that's producing dual tornadoes. Twin tornadoes, confirmed twin tornadoes heading into this just general area. That's why there's a tornado possible tag on this storm. So if you're anywhere within this area and you know any family, friends who are not within a decent close range to a storm shelter, you need to get them home, okay? This is a very dangerous and just an absolutely monster supercell. Please get them home as we have, it's still producing twin tornadoes right here and here. You're looking at the greens and reds right next to each other on the right side of your screen. Confirmed twin tornadoes on the ground. Okay, I've been talking a lot about this tornado. I'm going to keep it on the radar here, but I'm going to take a quick pause to answer your guys' questions. However, I am not going to answer exact questions about locations. I will tell you, though, if I recognize your town is in a tornado warning or an immediate shelter seeking area, okay? That's kind of, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take priority because I'm giving information that is very important for people who need to take shelter. Indiana right now is not good, okay? This storm is in Indiana, northwest Indiana, across the entire state. Severe weather is going to go across the entire state. Stay very weather aware. What radar am I using? Weather front. Link is in my bio. I'm in Wheatfield right now. Oh my gosh. Are you in a safe place, Isaac? Please stay safe. Please stay safe. If you're in Illinois, I mean, there's no areas that are just like generally safe in Illinois. I mean, you have a severe weather threat ongoing. I believe that there's no immediate tornado warning in your corridor, so there's not an immediate threat, but stay safe. Based on how it's moving, will it hit Lansing? I'm not going to speculate because it's kind of going deviant right now. It's going all over the place. Yeah, if you guys are just joining in, we have twin tornadoes right now. Twin tornadoes on the ground here in northwest Indiana, and the new parent tornado is about to hit Wheatfield. So really what's happening here is you can see our western one is starting to occlude finally. That was pretty much expected. But a new parent tornado is now going to become the new one. That's the large and dangerous one, heading directly for Wheatfield, a town of 6,000 residents in northwest Indiana. Lower Michigan, yes, it is expected to hit Lower Michigan. This actual cell, probably not too far south, but later this evening, isolated tornado, actually more widespread tornado threat, large hail threat incoming, enhanced risk for South Michigan. Iowa's starting to slip out of the risk, honestly. Once these cells east of Cedar Rapids exit the area, you should see a decrease in risk, So yes, the large and dangerous tornado is now reforming here in Indiana. Appreciate you guys being here. Guys, we are 5 followers away from 50 new followers to stream. Just help. The only reason I ask that is to help out with getting this emergency information to as many people as possible. Appreciate the support. What is going on? Sorry. Okay, I was just checking on something. We're getting close to $70,000 too. All right. So there you go. That's the full kind of look around. We're doing a very close eye on this observed tornado warning. Let's look at our other tornado warnings right now. There's one in central Illinois. It's honestly not for any town on the map, so we're going to kind of skip that one. Let's look at our tornado warning that's just east of Oklahoma City now. Still not really seeing any defined rotation, so some good news. Still remain in your safe place, and other than that, that's kind of it. So we have a absolutely handful of supercells that are producing very large hail. However, there's really only one core one that's producing a confirmed tornado on the ground. So we're going to stick on this one until another one produces a tornado. And now you can see, sorry, just getting a new update. Now you can see that this parent tornado is taking over the rotation of the entire storm. Notice the reds and greens are really starting to get larger. Wheatfield, you have mere moments. You have the actual mesocyclone is rotating extremely fast right now. I actually don't see a very tight couplet. Maybe right here. This is expected to possibly drop down another large tornado very soon here. Very soon, okay? So Wheatfield, remain in place. I did see a chatter who's in Wheatfield, I believe. Northern Indiana, yes. Northern Indiana has the highest risk out of all of Indiana, and there currently is a PDS tornado warning for Wheatfield in east of I-65. Large and dangerous storm that will continue moving east towards North Judson, La Crosse, Knox. If you recognize any of these nearby areas, you just have this absolutely monster supercell. You should be ready to go to your safe place quickly. Main thing to be is very prepared today. Very prepared, guys. Be prepared. Don't be scared. The good news is you're ahead of the game and you are aware of the risk. But we are really seeing the unfortunate full potential of the atmosphere right now with a parent supercell has been producing a large and dangerous tornado for at least 50 miles and now has been confirmed to produce twin tornadoes as well as take the Illinois state record for largest hailstone ever recorded, 5 inches across. Fort Wayne, Indiana, not underneath any immediate risk. Severe weather will increase later today. Nothing in Atlanta, Georgia. Or Indiana tornadoes heading toward Milltown. Again, I'm trying to stay away from specific town questions because they take a lot of time, and I want to just keep saying, important information about pressing updates here. And you can see our new circulation really starting to develop here in Wheatfield. Middletown, no, not right now, but you're going to be seeing severe weather risk increase. This actual cell will not be. You're in a slight risk. Man, look at all these storms producing absolutely massive hail, too. Just crazy stuff going on. Crazy stuff. I believe we just got a new tornado update. Yes, okay. They will be expanding the PDS tornado warning east. And okay, we have this tornado warning. If you were in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we have a very strong cell incoming. That actually, this is not going to tap into the high-level winds. This has a confirmed 80-mile-per-hour winds crossing I-20. So 80-mile-per-hour winds are teeing up for the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Not to like complicate the forecast, but we have hurricane-force winds. We have possibly a mile-wide tornado, and we have hailstones the size of grapefruits falling from the sky. That is the craziness we're dealing with right now. All right, so this is pretty significant because they are issuing a tornado warning ahead of this tornado warning. So they're issuing tornado warning in anticipation of a PDS tornado warning. So this is basically an early tornado warning for North Judson and San Pierre. That is going to be Indiana. North Judson and San Pierre, you have a considerable threat tag tornado warning. So just west of you, that's where our confirmed large and dangerous tornado is. The reason they're doing this tornado warning is to give you more time to act on such a high importance tornado warning. So it's still a tornado warning, but it's a little bit beyond average of the distance that they usually warn for. So take it seriously. Current confirmed large and dangerous tornado still on the ground, moving eastward at 35 miles per hour. You take a look at how the storm has traversed from Illinois into Indiana. I'm not going to speculate on EF scale until, obviously. Connor, can you do a little bit less spamming? I appreciate your interaction, but please don't spam. I used to think it sounded crazy, but nope. You must not know what spring is. Michigan is in the risk, specifically southern Michigan, which actually west of Grand Rapids now has a severe thunderstorm warning for 1 inch hail. We have a new tornado warning in central Illinois. This is for Henry and Lincoln. Henry and Lincoln, Illinois. Take shelter immediately. You have a tornado warning for the next 35 minutes. 35 minutes. Kansas City. So the good news in Kansas City is the cell that has produced a tornado warning and very large hail has now moved to the east. So if nothing else triggers, your severe weather risk might decline. We just need the actual front to move out of the way. Keep monitoring the forecast. You're still underneath the tornado watch here. Okay, there we go. Back to our zone. Yeah, it seems like I can answer a little bit more questions here. Keeping a very close eye, of course, on our large and dangerous tornado threat that's forming right over Wheatfield, so please stay safe out there. We're in northwest Indiana, where we currently have an active PDS tornado warning as well as a downstream tornado warning as well. Is Demote in the clear? Yes. However, there is more severe weather behind this, okay? So severe weather is coming behind this as well. If you're in this region and you got like a tornado warning, you feel like you're done, you are not done. You are unfortunately not done with your severe weather threat for today. Yes, okay. Keeping an eye on the forecast. Of course, the storm is rapidly re-strengthening. If you didn't know, we had twin tornadoes just a few minutes ago. And then what happens was our hook occludes, it wraps around, it orbits around the back of the supercell and then gets crushed. So now it looks like we're down to one tornado, but unfortunately this tornado is rapidly gaining strength and trying to become a large tornado again. And this tornado possibly just crossed over Wheatfield. Sounds like a chatter says they saw damage. Let me see if we got it. Maybe it's a little bit hard to tell. Maybe here. It's a little hard to tell because we're right on the hook. So possible damage confirmed moving eastward here. We'll keep an eye on that as well. That was a correlation coefficient. Okay. They're continuing the tornado warning for there. And there actually is a new tornado warning in Missouri. Let's go to that. This is only for 900 people, so we won't spend too much time on it. 900 people underneath a new tornado warning here, just north of Norborne, Missouri, and northeast of Richmond, Missouri. Seek shelter immediately. Okay. You see the map is just full of polygons today, an absolutely parade of thunderstorms, very large supercells that are absolutely monsters today. Monsters. Wisconsin, I don't believe, southern Wisconsin has a large hail threat, including Madison and Milwaukee. But after you get a little bit further north of Madison, Milwaukee, it cuts off. The reason why there's the tornado threat's not moving north of kind of this zone is because there's cold air at the surface. It cuts out the base of the supercell and makes it more high. So that decreases the actual tornado threat, but actually increases the large hail threat as well. Detroit, Michigan is underneath a severe weather risk for today. You have mainly a large hail threat and isolated tornado threat as well. Grand Rapids has just gone underneath a severe thunderstorm warning for 1-inch hail. Honestly, very calm compared to everything else going on in this environment. Let's look back at our tornadoes definitely coming back on the ground here just east of Wheatfield, heading towards San Pierre and North Judson in northwest Indiana. I don't know who issued this warning. Like, what is going on? Who issued this warning box? So a lot of stuff going on. Everyone's going crazy. Big tornado was just seen on Storm Chaser Scam. Okay, so we actually do have a confirmed large and dangerous tornado on the ground here west of Wheatfield. Let's see if we have any unfortunate. Oh gosh, yeah. Unfortunately, we do have buildings within this active tornado warning. Hopefully everyone was able to seek shelter here as well. Large and dangerous tornado on the ground here in northwest Indiana, continuing to move eastward at 35 miles per hour. Let's do a recap on what's going on across the United States as we have multiple tornado warnings as well as a huge amount of severe thunderstorm warnings. To guide you through what's going on, here is the full risk zone for today. These areas include the risk for large hail, high winds, or tornadoes. Additionally, we have the more colors you go in, the more colors you go in, the higher risk you are. The current area that's underneath watch zones is this corridor. I missed it a little bit. Is this corridor right here? There's a redrawn. If you're in the red corridor, that is, thank you, Squishy, that is tornadoes. If you're in the yellow corridor, that's more large hail and high winds. Okay? So, those are the areas you have to be careful about. If you see yellow bright polygons, those are severe thunderstorm warnings. If you see thick ones, those are severe thunderstorm warnings with larger hail, with baseball-sized hail. And if you see orange polygons, those are storms with destructive hail or greater than baseball size. Lastly, if you see red on your screen, red polygons, those are active tornado warnings. And if you see our pink polygon, there's only one pink polygon, that is a confirmed large and dangerous tornado on the ground, PDS warning, and there it is. It is definitely back on the ground, unfortunately, just east of Wheatfield. This is emergency in San Pierre, which, is another town. All these small towns are just lining up, unfortunately, right next to this absolute monster of a tornado warning. And, this is terrible. I mean, yes, you should close your sunroof from the car if you're within this region. San Antonio, you're going to see severe weather later. San Pierre is now underneath you have to go to shelter immediately. You will not survive if you are outside as a very large and dangerous tornado continues to move eastward. And it's probably going to extend a little bit further from its parent supercell. You can see, hopefully it moves a little bit more to the northeast, but I really am not certain of that because of the current stage of where the storm is. This is, it's not, there's a lot of like individual cells that are big storms. I do have class tomorrow, guys, but this risk is high enough in which, don't worry, guys, not sponsored, but I brought in the heavies. So if you want to support me, feel free to like the stream because I will probably be going to my study abroad class. If you're wondering like why is it so late, I'm studying abroad here in Madrid. I'm a meteorology student, but I'm studying abroad, and I'll be going to class tomorrow, probably with like 3 hours of sleep. But it's okay because you guys, anyone, if I help out a singular person with such a dangerous day, it will be worth it. So let's continue to work through it. We've been out. Wow, I can't believe I've already been live for an hour and a half. This thing is flying. Of course, this is kind of the main, like, this is like my highest level threat. I mean, this thing has absolutely, it has unfortunately lived up to the expectations of the risk zone, in which we have seen this. Just a recap on just this singular cell. This is what this singular cell has done. It has taken the largest hailstone ever recorded in Illinois' history, 5 inches. That's a grapefruit. That's small melon size. It has produced at least a mile wide tornado on the ground for about 50 to 75 miles now, off and on, but mostly on. And secondly, it's produced twin tornadoes at the same time. Now it's singular tornado. But that's kind of bad news because it is focusing all of its spin on one zone. We're just east of Wheatfield now in northwest Indiana. Northwest Indiana. What city was it? It was just, I think it was just northwest of Kanakee, Illinois, if I'm saying that right. Sorry if I'm not. Yes, rotation continues to stay strong, heading towards San Pierre. Please seek shelter immediately. This is also road number 421 and North Judson. Okay, let's do around the horn. We currently have an active tornado warning in Illinois. This is central Illinois for Henry and LeCun. Ooh, that's actually not good. Okay, so we have rotation shooting up here. I really want Henry and LeCun and Verona to really seek shelter here. Look at that. Rotation has strengthened a lot here. And looks like we actually do have a new tornado warning here. Should be popping up on my radar in what? Up here. Yes, we have a new tornado warning. I believe it's gonna be this one. And I'm getting, so I have my dashboard up here. There's I get there it is. New tornado warning for Mount Sterling and Farmington in kind of the border between Iowa and Missouri in the southern east corner of Iowa, right here. Tornado warning active. Radar indicated tornado for the next 41 minutes, moving about 35 miles per hour to the east. Take shelter immediately to the most interior portion of your house. Still have an active tornado warning here. Rotation's very broad, so stay in your safe place. That should be canceled soon. And still have an active tornado warning just east of Oklahoma City. And actually, that is not a good look. Looks like everything's starting to produce. You can see those reds and greens. I think that might be side lobe, though. Hold up one second. Let me just check. Yeah, actually, that looks like side lobe. So what that means is the side of the storm. It's not where the tornado would be. It'd be right here. But I'm still seeing broad. Stick in your safe place, but not sold on that one being on the ground either. And we do have a tornado warning here that's continuing for this region, Grafford, excuse me. Stay in your safe place. This is wow. This is huge. This is a huge warning polygon heading towards Weatherford in Texas. This is for 70 miles per hour winds, and that's going to head towards Fort Worth and Dallas. So Dallas, Fort Worth, high wind threat coming in. Thank you, Haley, for the donation. Appreciate that. So high wind threat, and also down in, I know there's a lot of people in San Antonio, just north of you. There's a very large cell. Also, we'll keep an eye on those cells. Once they get closer to more populated areas. All right, let's go back to our major threat right now. Major threat in northwest Indiana. Yeah, Missouri's Kansas City is okay right now. The only tornado warning is northeast of Kansas City. Okay, actually, let me see if we have a better radar. Yeah, I mean, it's still seeing some very strong rotation here. I would not say, oh, yeah, there actually is the upgrade. So we have an upgrade for San Pierre and North Judson in Indiana, an active tornado warning. This has been upgraded into a considerable threat. PDS tornado warning. Seek shelter immediately. This is a radar confirmed large tornado heading into San Pierre and North Judson. Seek shelter immediately. So that's kind of crazy. We've had this thing underneath the PDS tornado warning for probably about an hour now. So very, very strong storm continuing to move eastward. Chicago not underneath a current warning. However, there are some strong cells moving in. Wouldn't be surprised to see some higher winds as well as large hail continue to move forward. Yeah, that storm is racing towards Dallas-Fort Worth. Racing towards there. Definitely more of a high wind threat with that one. Isolated large hail. A little heads up. Oh gosh, San Pierre is right next to that rotation. Looks like our hook is occluding again, so it's going to possibly rotate in. And we may see twin tornadoes again on this storm. Twin tornadoes again. Continuing to track everything very, very closely here. And also, let's just do like a life cycle of the storm. So you can see the storm really starting to get shape here in kind of northeast Illinois. And tracking it, you can really see that hook. Look at that hook develop. An absolutely scary hook. And at that point, look at that. That's when it started producing the very large and dangerous tornado. Here's Roselawn that we possibly narrowly passed, or at least the north portion might have seen a hit. And then right here is where we got the occlusion and possibly the twin tornadoes. And now we are all the way over here where we still have a PDS tornado warning and pretty tight spin about to enter San Pierre in northwest Indiana now. Northwest Indiana. All right, I'm going to keep an eye on these tornado warnings as well because still some decent rotation here in Henry, Illinois, and Lacuna, Illinois. So stay tuned on that one. Seek shelter there. Then we have a tornado warning here in the southeast corner of Iowa. Rotations kind of died off here. Not a lot of people underneath that warning. And as well as a tornado warning probably 50 miles to the east of Kansas, but also rotation not very less on that one as well. Wichita, now underneath a severe thunderstorm warning. Severe thunderstorm warning for Wichita. 70-mile-per-hour winds incoming. Expect isolated power outages, possibly widespread power outages within that corridor. It's a pretty nasty cell moving in. And then east of Oklahoma City, we got our lone supercell, but it struggled to put anything on the ground, which is some good news. It continues to move kind of parallel with I-44, heading towards like Chandler, Sparks, Meeker. So be ready to possibly take shelter within that region. And look at this. This absolutely massive storm heading in towards Bridgeport, Jacksboro, and eventually Denton, Fort Worth, and Dallas, as well as Plano. So that entire corridor, you got a very strong linear line of thunderstorms moving its way into your regions. There's a full wrap-up of all the storms to keep an eye on across the region. Sheesh. Yes, unfortunately, we're really living up the potential. And that's why the moderate risk was issued for tornadoes today, guys, because it only was going to take one cell to stay in the warm sector, and unfortunately, this one has stayed in the warm sector. Yikes. Oh, God. Not good. Possibly another large and dangerous tornado on the ground here, just about to possibly make impact with San Pierre and Route 421 here in northwest Indiana, moving eastward about 35 miles per hour. Don't like that rotation track. Do not like it. All right, I'm going to refill my water, guys. I'll be back literally in just 1 second. Let me throw on the giant radar. Oh, wait, let me throw on the actual giant radar. There you go. So there's a full look of everything going on. I literally will be back in 1 second. And streamer brain. I usually leave you guys with one question. It's been 1 second. What? I don't know. What's your favorite food? Okay, I'm back. Alright, yes, this has been a little tricky severe weather outbreak to cover because there is so much land involved. It's hard to obviously go around everywhere and stick with it, but trying my best here, guys. I hope it's been helpful, at least for some of these areas. Pizza or pasta? Definitely pizza. Definitely pizza. Alright, let's take a look at our large supercell here because it's actually going over a pretty decent occlusion again. Rotation's starting to get broad, which, man, that'd be some good news. I'm not sold on it because it's going to go through these cycles here where it's going to occlude. It brings its basically hook into itself and then redevelops its hook, which you can already see is happening. Here's the old hook. Here's a possibly new hook developing and already getting some rotation on this side. So it's going to keep going through this, and if nothing, you can see the moderate risk area ends right here. And I think the core reason for that is because the instability starts to drop a bit once we get to the east here, but the actual tornado threat is still pretty high within this corridor. So stay weather aware as this large supercell continues to move eastward. As we look to the south here, we do have an active tornado warning here in Henry, and man, we just have a kind of storm complex developing. Be ready, guys. Be ready for possibly bow echo to start forming here. This storm is moving into a very favorable shear environment, so it's going to have a lot of upper level support. And if it gets organized in a linear line, you're going to have a tornado threat on the south, and then you're going to have just a giant wind threat as well as isolated hail threat as well. Just curious, why is it covering so much land? Well, it's really the setup. We have what's called a giant warm sector. So all of this corridor has a ton of really early season instability. It is very unusual to see this much instability, especially this far north early season. There's warmth at the surface. So lots of warmth at the surface is causing instability. And then also we have upper level dynamics up here that is favoring a lot for lift generally. So it's kind of supercharging our storm. So those combinations of stuff over a large swath of land unfortunately provide the support for this. Got to report power lines are down in southeast Wheatfield. Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you, Haley, and thank you, Piggy, for the donations. Appreciate that, guys. Directly helps me, support gas during the storm chase for this May. But going back to here, I mean, this thing is still producing a possibly large and dangerous tornado here. Looks like the rotation's jumping a little bit further north, which hopefully it dodges Saint Pierre. If we can keep dodging these towns here, that'd be nice. What time should Fort Wayne be expecting stuff? Let me check. Check here. I know where Fort Wayne is, but oh, there it is, Fort Wayne. So you have this first supercell that's kind of making its way to you generally, but definitely, I think I had to say like 2 to 3 hours. It's really this stuff back here, like that's coming. All that stuff is going to like start overspreading your region. So I'd say start being weather aware here pretty soon. Unfortunately, it's going to be possibly a long night there. Dayton, Ohio. There's like an isolated tornado risk, but it's kind of a weird one because it's going to be possibly early morning as the system moves through. It really depends on where the cold front goes through. So have those emergency alerts on just in case it really sweeps through. But Dayton is underneath a slight risk for today from the high wind and possibly isolated tornado threat. So stay safe, guys. Kalamazoo, Michigan, right now, not underneath a severe weather threat, but you are underneath a severe thunderstorm watch. So severe weather will increase in coverage here very soon. Just keeping an eye on all of our tornado warnings. Let's go back to the one in Oklahoma City. Yeah, still seeing side lobe. That one's such an impressive radar imagery on the left, but does not have the stuff getting down all the way to the ground. So yeah, you can see our corridor. I didn't realize they connected all the enhanced risk, so they must have done that. Just generally supercharged storms today. Supercharged. Storm. Okay, let me see. Yeah, it's really hard to see. Let me get a different radar opinion. So the one near Henry might be strong. Yeah, I can see it. Problem is we're a little far away from the radar, so it's hard to get a good opinion that is not upper level biased. I don't know if there's a storm chaser on it. That would be helpful to know, but you know, I think there's potential here, but it's really hard to confirm something when you have upper level only view. So radar beams go up obviously as the Earth curves away. So we'll keep an eye on it. I do believe they just extended the tornado warning, so we might have more people to put in shelter. Maybe, or is that new tornado warning? Okay. Yeah, we got a lot going on, guys. Hopefully you're hanging in there. Yeah, I do believe that too. Incoming heat wave from the southwest. Yeah, things are about to flip pattern-wise, so get ready for that. Let's check back to our PDS tornado warning here, impacting a few towns. Oh, and I believe we're back to having twin tornadoes, guys. So I talked about the occlusion happening, and now we have twin tornadoes possibly again. Oh my gosh. So yes, if you weren't here before, this storm produced twin tornadoes before, and now it's possibly producing twin tornadoes again, just south of La Crosse. That's going to be La Crosse, Indiana, in the northwest corner here. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, South Bend. This looks like the storm's going to scoot by to the south of South Bend. Pittsburgh, PA has an isolated tornado risk for tomorrow. Stay tuned for more updates. Really depends on how these storms right now are going to directly correlate to how tomorrow plays out. Yeah, okay, so this I'm already looking online. There's there is significant damage confirmed already with this storm, and now we have again twin tornadoes on the ground, guys. Yes, this tornado has been on the ground, often on the ground at least. So this tornado has now been often on the ground for at least 50 miles, possibly a little bit longer than that actually. We've confirmed damage all the way back in Illinois here. So now we have twin tornadoes again. Twin tornadoes again. Right there, right there. Continuing to move eastward at 35 miles per hour. So this thing is just chugging along. And looks like they're pretty strong as well. You know what might actually happen here is what's called the Fujiwara effect, in which if we have two areas of very low pressure of the actual storms, they actually might start orbiting each other here as they close in. Usually the other one scoots back behind, but and as I say that, maybe I should go full time. We have now twin tornadoes. It looks like they're orbiting each other. That is not something I would think I'd be saying today. But yes, we have twin tornadoes, possibly both strong, on the same storm, orbiting each other, moving eastward, generally now eastward, at about 35 miles per hour. I mean, you definitely can see the orbit on the last scan. One going this way, one kind of going that way. That is insane. I don't think I've ever seen tornadoes like live orbit each other on stream. I mean, that is insane. I cannot. You definitely see in the latest radar scan in which they are starting to orbit each other right there. Like, I don't think they're going to go all the way there, but they're generally this orbit is moving to the northeast, 35 miles per hour. If you guys are just joining us, we're in northwest Indiana. We currently have twin tornadoes that are orbiting each other. Unbelievable, guys. All right, let's keep checking these storms because we have a new tornado warning out in Illinois, the central portions of Illinois. This is for Verona, Toluca, Rutland, and I-39. I-39 also included in that tornado warning. Seek shelter right now. Moving over to the Kansas City one. Anyone got rotation? No, not that one. Not that one. Don't really see that rotation. Good news is the Oklahoma City tornado warning has been canceled, so that's good news. The actual storm is still producing 1.75-inch hail, so a little bit larger than golf ball size hail. Twin EF 4 Pillager tornado. Yeah, I honestly, this is insane. Like, wow, look at that. Look at the gate-to-gate speed on this one. Oops, right there. So let's see if they're still orbiting. Yeah, look at that. I mean, you can see them orbiting each other. This one's becoming a little bit less defined. Gosh, guys. I don't think I've ever seen orbiting tornadoes before. Twin tornadoes are currently orbiting each other in northwest Indiana. I've never said that sentence before, especially on live. So we still have a PDS tornado warning. That means confirmed large and dangerous tornadoes on the ground, as well as radar indicated 101 miles per hour and 12 miles per hour. So gate-to-gate speed of 120 miles per hour. And we're pretty far away. We're not that far away, honestly. Where is our radar? We're to the east now. As well as we have twin tornadoes that are orbiting each other on this supercell. Continuing to move eastward at 35 miles per hour. I'm a little jealous I'm not chasing these, but there is a lot of chasers on this storm. They're getting a great view. Let's look at the chasers. Yeah, there you go. So if you're just wondering, each red dot is a registered chaser. You don't have to be registered. It's just for like spotter network. So you can see, what in the world are we doing here? What is this guy doing? Who is this? Does anyone know who Chris Bray is? That's live. Here is an active tornado that's orbiting to the south of him. And the other tornadoes, what? That is incredibly questionable. The storm is not moving that fast, so yeah, that is interesting. That's like the bear's cage, but you're currently dealing with a PDS. You're dealing with a very large tornado as well as orbiting tornadoes, and you can see the latest radar scan is kind of heading towards him. There's that one, and there's possibly that one. So I think the southern one's going to take over here. So we got orbiting twin tornadoes as well. I mean, that's just insane. We'll drop the spotter trackers. All right, guys, if you're just joining us or you've been watching for a bit here, let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 active tornado warnings. No tornado warnings down in the south. So that's some good news. I do have an update for our friends down in Texas. We now have a severe thunderstorm watch. So we've gotten from less of a tornado threat to more of a high wind and large hail threat for this area. This includes Dallas, Fort Worth, Waco, Killeen, Austin. Now underneath this threat, your threat levels are mostly large hail and high winds coming into your region. Just for reference here, in the west of you, like Weatherford, there's a 70 mile per hour tag, but on the north corner of this storm, which if I can get it, 80 mile per hour winds. Jeez, 80 mile per hour winds. That's in Perrin right now, Texas, and heading towards Bridgeport. Just for reference, if we line that up for my friends out in Texas, if you're in Denton, Frisco, Louisville, or North Lake, you could see the strongest winds on the corner here. So we're talking about winds that definitely will be doing large-scale power outages. So stay weather aware, as this absolute monster of a kind of a squall line is now crushing and moving towards you as well. All right. Back to our PDS tornado warning, which, man, this supercell does not want to give up. Oh, actually, latest rotations, it'll broadening out a little bit. Not really too helpful. It's going to sustain. PDS tornado warning means a large and confirmed tornado on the ground continuing moves eastward. Now heading towards Knox, Indiana. Knox, Indiana up next, as well as North Judson. Okay, now it's... Okay, I don't see like an actual full-blown tornado, at least... Crazy. So let me answer some questions. Let me pause and answer some questions. I'm going to throw a big radar on. And I want to pause and answer some questions, guys. Central Indiana is going to be increasing severe weather risk for later tonight. So that single cellular north, it's kind of an appetizer. Well, actually, it's kind of the main course for peak severe weather, but more is going to sweep through later tonight. Wedge and possible stovepipe. That's crazy. Tulsa, Oklahoma is expecting to see some severe weather cells come through within the next 1 to 2 hours. Could see all threats on the table. You have tornado watch, so tornadoes, large hail, high winds. Wichita, Kansas has a current warning for 70 mile per hour winds working in your region. You're going to be teaching at Penn State Weather Camp? Unfortunately, not this semester. And I'll probably be storm chasing for the summer, so... Maybe if I'm back home but Penn State Weather Camp is really good. Appreciate the kind words, Brittany. It means a lot. Yeah, Wichita is currently under 70 mile per hour winds. Let me put this in motion, guys. I mean, you can see really all the polygons. It's Christmas right now on the screen. Is there a twister? Yes, there is currently a large twister in the northwest corner of Indiana. We'll take a closer look at it in just a few seconds after I answer just a few more questions. Yeah, Penn State does have a weather camp. It's for like teenagers and like kind of high schoolers, I believe. Well, actually, there's multiple age groups, I should say. What's the red and the purple? Okay, yeah, great question, Ray. So the purple tornado warning is a PDS tornado, which particularly dangerous situation. What does that actually mean? That means we have seen a large, and obviously large tornadoes are dangerous, but dangerous tornado that is heading towards people. Just to put that in perspective. Gonna go to a broadcaster on the cap. Oh, nice. We're in Indiana. Stay safe out there, of course, especially northern Indiana. What's the website? So right now what you guys are seeing is an app. I'm currently on my iPad. So look behind the scenes. It's Weatherfront. You can. I have a creator code in my bio if you'd like. It's a free app. But my creator code gives you 1 month free of the premium version. I think the PDS tornado, yeah, it's been including and re-establishing. Columbus, Ohio tomorrow. Isolated tornado risk, high wind risk, and slight. Oh, hello from Argentina. It's a rare place to get a viewer from. Yeah, Columbus, Ohio. Isolated high wind risk, isolated large hail risk, as well. Not even. What is the longest tornado you've ever recorded? I think the biggest day I've recorded. I mean, I've only streamed for a year, like on TikTok. Like actually caught on camera. I had the Wellfleet tornado in Nebraska last year. I got really lucky with that. This is a story for a different time when there aren't active tornado warnings. Okay, I'll continue to answer some questions here, but I do want to go back to our active tornado warnings. Of course, we got a lot of people in danger here. North of Judson, looks like our rotation is reestablishing itself a little bit closer to the parent supercell. And as I say that, we get a new warning polygon to reflect that exact thing I just said. So new warning polygon, they were continuing our PDS tornado warning, which this thing has been PDS tornado warned for over 50 miles. That is very, very rare to see. If you've not seen this storm, or you're just kind of tuning in, this storm has broken the Illinois state record for the largest hail recorded ever, 5 inches in diameter in Illinois. And it's produced a large tornado on the ground for over 50 miles, and it's produced twin tornadoes at least one time, possibly 2 times. Also, twin tornadoes that orbited each other just 5 minutes ago. Now it's still producing one large tornado, confirmed on the ground, heading towards Knox. And for reference, we're in northwest Indiana, about 20 miles east of the I-65 corridor. Unfortunately, moving towards some very populated areas. So we're going to be tracking it very closely here as well. Yeah, I mean, a long track tornado was very much on the table for today, and unfortunately we've hit it right on the head, and this thing has just been an absolute monster. Hello from Tennessee. How's it going in Tennessee? West Michigan is seeing a couple of severe thunderstorms, especially in Grand Rapids right now. You're seeing 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Obviously nothing crazy compared to what we're seeing right now. Could see a couple more severe weather storms throughout your afternoon to evening. Continuing to track the storm very closely. Let me check on the other tornado warnings here. This is a north central. Oh, wow, that one's definitely on the ground right here. All right, that should probably be extended. This tornado warning right here. This is probably going to be extended any moment in Winona, Illinois. About to cross I-39. So if you know anyone on the road, we possibly have a tornado on the ground in central Illinois. About to cross into this corridor here. Is it too cold for tornadoes in Grand Rapids? Yeah, it's going to elevate the storms most likely. So Grand Rapids will be mostly hail. So because it's colder north of this boundary here, that cuts the base of the storm off because all the energy is higher. It's harder for a tornado to work its way down to the surface. So that's why you look at the actual base of the cloud to look at storm probability for that. Toledo is in a slight risk for today. Could see all risks on the table. And main risks are high winds and large hail, but isolated tornado risk as well. So stay weather aware there. I actually do have an update for, now we have an observed tornado here. I do want to go to this. Not a lot of people in the way here, but wow, yeah, you definitely can see it. Some pretty strong rotation heading east in the border of Iowa and the northeast corner of Missouri. This is heading east, 35 miles per hour. Really not a lot of people, but Farmington and Road 81, Missouri Road 81, and then the kind of corner between the boundaries there, underneath an observed tornado warning here. Observed tornado warning, take shelter right now. Guys, we're so close to 200 new followers this stream. If you wouldn't mind joining the Rainy Weather family, if you've been enjoying it, or you want to help support me reach more people, that'd be amazing. And actually, we do have a new tornado warning now in Texas. This is about to cross I-10. A new tornado warning in Comfort, seek shelter there, Waring, and Sisterdale. For reference, we are about 50 miles to the northwest of San Antonio. The storm is moving east at 35 miles per hour. 35 miles per hour. Seek shelter immediately. So we got a couple of storms that are producing some tornadoes. And just for reference, that tornado is about to exit the tornado watch zone into a severe thunderstorm zone. So even though you're in a severe thunderstorm zone in like Dallas and some of these regions, Killeen, Waco, you still could see an isolated tornado risk as well, okay? You think Columbus, Ohio storms will be worse in the morning or night? I honestly have not checked the latest cams, the latest short-term models. I might have to get back to you on that when I make an update for later tonight. Let's go back to our PDS tornado warning here, and oh gosh, look at this. Still a very large and dangerous tornado on the ground, and actually that's the first time I've seen pink recorded here. Wind speed 124 recorded, going in one direction. That's relative velocity, so that's still possibly a very large and dangerous tornado on the ground moving eastward towards Knox Knox in Indiana, northwest Indiana. Here's a little bit larger look so you can see where is this thing going. It's moving east, guys, moving east. I know I want to. Hey, yes, you just say whether or where, guys. Estimate time on weather for North Chicago. That is coming pretty soon here. Coming pretty soon. Let's see. Let's sub-severe right now. Wait, was that Aurora? Aurora is getting some weather. But like another line is coming to Chicago, probably about 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Thank you, Big Wayne, and thank you. That's Dexter, person whose name is Tree. Appreciate that, guys. Thank you for the support. Julia, Illinois. Again, I'm trying to avoid exact location questions, guys. The thing I can tell you, though, if you put your location in chat and I know you're in a warning zone, I will tell you to seek shelter. I can tell you that as well. You should have those emergency alerts on, though. Do not wait for me. I mean, generally across the board for Illinois, there is severe weather risk ongoing. The only corridor that has active risk is on like the north central portions. Large hail and then one tornado risk here that it's kind of dissipating towards I-39 south of Lostint. Michigan is going to see increased coverage of severe weather. Currently, Grand Rapids is the only place underneath a severe thunderstorm warning for large hail and high winds. Okay. Currently tracking all these storms. Man, so much going on here. St. Louis is going to see severe weather increase in coverage pretty late tonight. Okay. Yeah, continue to track all these storms. Let's take a look at our storms that are racing into the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Because look, they're getting pretty close. They're getting fast. Let's put this in motion so you can see how quickly these storms are moving. They're what's called bowing out right now. So you got what's, let me freeze it here. Look at that giant bow echo. That's all the upper level winds using our storm as a sail. Those upper level winds are ripping right now, and what happens is they're up here, but because they're getting caught, they're catching the storm is basically mixing those winds down to the surface, and then they spread out and bow out. So now we got a very strong storm that's producing, let's see what they're warning for. They're warning for 70 miles per hour, and then that orange polygon, that's 80 miles per hour. So very strong winds up to hurricane force coming into Weatherford within the next 2 minutes. Fort Worth, I put about 15 minutes before you start impacts. Dallas, maybe 20 to 25. Expect to lose power within these regions. I'm expecting widespread power outages if that wind really holds at 70 to 80 miles per hour. That's pretty powerful for power lines to sustain. Let's take it back. Oh, gosh. Every time I look at this, it's scary because it is. And we have there's for sure another large and dangerous tornado on the ground. You know, this is quite incredible. You usually see the hook, but the inflow notch is getting a little bit disrupted. But the entire wall cloud is rotating so fast. Our tornado is probably getting a little bit rain wrapped now, heading towards Knox, about 35 miles per hour. How much our tornado is gonna blast? I'm tired. I'm not sure. It's probably a decent amount of time, so. You can see our tornado has really been jumping all over the place because it's been it's been reestablishing, and unfortunately now heading towards more and more populated areas. I mean, I really hope the supercell can dissipate or at least get weaker now we're heading towards some very well-populated areas within the next 30 to 30 minutes as well. Yeah, again, here to help you guys out. As we are 7 followers away from 200 new followers joining the Rainy Day Weather family. Any advice for nocturnal tornadoes? Have multiple ways to receive warnings. That's a big thing. And then as well as when you get a warning, have your plan in place. So when you get a warning on your phone, you're like, oh, warning. You know immediately where to go, and you can get there as soon as possible. Those are pretty crucial things. Honestly, your phone's the biggest thing. Hopefully you're able to wake up to the pretty obnoxious noise on your phone when you get a warning. That usually helps. Number 1 is be weather aware. Number 2 is have that plan in place. As we continue to watch this strong, large and dangerous tornado, unfortunately, teeing up for Knox. And wow, Knox is a pretty big town here. Pretty scary look here with how much people are in this town? 1 second. This is, oh gosh, it's an 11,000 person town with 1 hospital and 3 schools. Now getting teed up by possibly a large and dangerous tornado. Let's see how close we are, guys. So this is not a good look The largest and dangerous tornado is about 5 miles away. Current estimate on the tornado width is about 0.7 to 1 mile. 0.7 to 1 mile on the ground. Heading east at 35 miles per hour in northwest Indiana. Northwest Indiana. You expect potential tornadoes to move through Tennessee? No, I don't think so. No. Instability is very, very low out there. So I don't really believe that's going to happen. I think they're extending the tornado warning on the southern cell here. So I believe we're going to get another tornado warning here in central Illinois, kind of north central Illinois. One moment. I can't really speculate on EF. It's based off damage, but I can tell you it's a large and dangerous tornado. Large and dangerous tornado that has a potential to cause significant EF damage. If you want to connect the dots there. Appreciate the support, guys. We're almost at 25,000 likes for the stream. That really just helps the algorithm boost it out to people. And there you go. There's a new tornado warning I was talking about in north central Illinois here for Strader, Ransom, Cornell, and Long Point, Illinois. That's combined 16,000 people underneath the new tornado warning. Seek shelter immediately. I believe right now, based off radar estimates, this is probably a wedge. Probably a wedge where I've seen a photo, and wow. Breaking news. This is the first one of the night. A tornado emergency has now just been issued for Knox. That is the highest level of warning. Let's take this extremely seriously. I'm now going to be focusing on this. This is the highest warning you can get from the National Weather Service. This means Knox. You have a confirmed large and dangerous tornado incoming, and if you do not take shelter, you may be putting your life at serious risk. This is the level of the damage speaks for itself. This does not get issued unless we know something huge is coming. Catastrophic damage level. This is a tornado emergency. This is the first time this season we've seen tornado emergency. Man, you gotta seek shelter, Knox. And we're in Northwest Indiana, guys. If you are in Knox, if you know anyone in Knox, there is a confirmed large and dangerous tornado, and there is now a tornado emergency for you. A tornado emergency. If you do not act, if you are outside, or if you are not within an interior portion of your home, you may be seriously injured or killed. Please seek shelter immediately. I cannot tell you enough. You have very limited time as well, okay? Very limited time. The National Weather Service does not issue these types of warnings unless they know a strong and dangerous tornado is on track to make impact here. And I really hope this thing includes, because the latest radar scan is looking kind of like that. But, you know, even with that, we have the reds inside of the greens here. Kind of really doesn't mean that much. So, yes, we have a confirmed tornado emergency. This has not happened a lot, and I actually will be making an emergency post right now. Tornado emergency on the ground here in Knox, Indiana. So please bear with me for 1 second, guys. I do need to make an emergency post as this is the highest level of tornado warning you can have. Alrighty. It'll literally take me 30 seconds, so I do apologize for the quick pause. But yes, if you know anyone in Knox, Indiana, please go to your safe place immediately. This is the highest level of tornado warning. Tornado. 1 second, guys. Do appreciate you bearing with me. All right. A large and dangerous tornado has been confirmed on the ground and is heading towards Knox, Indiana. Seek shelter immediately, or you may risk extreme injury or death. Okay. So that's kind of the wording you have to use here, because it is the highest level of tornado warning here. If you're just joining in, guys, we currently have a tornado warning in Knox. Honestly, this thing has been a large and dangerous tornado for a while, but yes, we now have a tornado warning. This thing has been a PDS tornado warning. It's been pink. Notice how the pink polygon is now thick. That is because this is now the highest level tornado warning you can be issued here. Yeah, it's still moving towards Knox. I mean, this thing could be a couple of miles wide at this point, so it's kind of hard to pinpoint. You can see right here is probably, let's see what the maximum width was. It's probably 1.5 miles wide here, if I had to guess. So yes, this is a continuing tornado emergency for Knox, Indiana. This is the highest level of tornado warning. I think the only thing that I'm kind of hoping for here is, you look, they actually issued a little bit more of a northern warning polygon in response to the occlusion. So hopefully this thing occludes and we can shear off some strength. But this is a very dangerous situation. Hamlet, I'd be a little bit, well, I guess it's probably a little too far, but Hamlet's getting slammed by some large hail. This thing is just, unfortunately, we still have a lot of runway for this large cell as well. So the tornado emergency, the first tornado emergency of 2026, I believe it's the first tornado emergency of possibly at least 7, maybe 8 months. All right. What time is it? It's like 5:42. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you guys for pausing me. I'm just getting emergency updates out as well as posts. So, of course, we have this live on your screen here. Tornado emergency. This is live radar. A confirmed large and dangerous tornado is impacting. Is about to enter Knox in this corridor here. In this corridor in northwest Indiana. Okay. All right, guys. Yes, I'm also making a post on TikTok real quick. It's also important to note that we have a tornado emergency right now, guys. A tornado emergency. That's the highest level of tornado. This storm has still a long way to possibly go. This tornado has been on the ground for about 60 miles now. 60 miles, and it's still a large wedge. It's still a large tornado that's extremely dangerous. It's just tornado emergencies only get issued on the highest level of risk, and that is what we're currently seeing. We're in northwest Indiana. Yes, we can put it in motion for you. We're moving east about 35 miles per hour with a little bit of wiggling going on, a little bit of wiggling north and south because of the occlusions that are happening with the actual storm. So it's not really on rails that much, but we are heading towards Plymouth, Indiana. So we're going towards much more populated areas. You have to take this extremely seriously, guys. Okay. I don't know what song just got put on my tornado warning. Hopefully it wasn't stupid. I let TikTok decide. Okay, I think it was fine. Well, anyways. Okay. This is stupid. Sorry, I just saw a comment on one of my posts about the severe weather threat, and they said, "Don't believe this crap on TikTok to let them scare you." Meanwhile, we have a tornado emergency here in Indiana. Okay, now we're back. We're back here. Oh gosh, Tufts, I don't even know how you stream with the flu. Appreciate the hard work. But yes, we currently have a tornado emergency on the ground here, moving east at 35 miles per hour. Just a reminder for everyone who's just joining in, a tornado emergency is the highest level of tornado threat. Highest level of tornado threat. Please seek shelter immediately. This is a very dangerous situation. This is the highest level of severe weather. And yes, this is a confirmed tornado emergency by the National Weather Service. And unfortunately, our circulation is reappearing here very rapidly, and we are heading towards Hamlet and Grovetown. I do believe these areas probably need a new polygon. You see the polygons are getting a little messy here. But yes, the tornado emergency has been issued. Seek shelter immediately. This is in northwest Indiana, Hamlet. Okay, I'm going to do a quick look around. So we have a tornado emergency ongoing. That is the highest level of tornado risk. And then, let's see, we have an active tornado warning here in North Illinois. This is for Strider, Ransom, Cornell. Seek shelter right now. As well as, we got a new warning update. Okay, yes, actually, there's a lot of people in this risk, so please seek shelter. 15,000 in that one. active tornado warning. The downgraded tornado warning here in the southeast corner of Iowa. It's pretty easy to pick out. That's for West Point and Fort Madison. Seek shelter there. An active tornado warning. And then lastly, no other active tornado warnings. So those are the highest level of tornado warnings. And if you're just joining us, we currently have an active tornado warning. And just for reference, tornado emergencies are reserved for the highest level threats. And honestly, the good news I have is it looked like it included. I think the tornado emergency made the tornadoes a little bit shy and immediately made it disappear. Like honestly, I think it's probably tiny on the ground, but look at this. The tornado emergency was issued here. This is a wedge that I estimate around 1.5 miles wide. That the emergency was issued here. It was heading right towards Knox. Then it just peaced out. That's honestly the best thing I've seen so far in the stream. I really hope this is lifting up. However, I do not think we're out of the woods because what's going through an occlusion, you may notice another hook possibly trying to develop. And that's kind of unfortunately how these storms go, is they go through cycles. And unfortunately, the cycles are kind of impossible to know when it's going to cycle through. So the National Service did trigger a tornado emergency because they were very worried about that very large tornado just completely impacting Knox. And you can see it's a pretty large town here. And it, obviously 1.5 mile wide tornado would have probably enveloped the entire town. And I think, based off radar estimates, I don't want to give the entire clear, but I think we might have just avoided an entire town getting wiped out by a tornado. I really hope. But this is like the first hope I've seen on this actual warning here. And they did just continue the tornado emergency, so I guess we're not out of the woods yet. And stay in your safe place. Oh, gosh. Whew. If you guys are appreciating the stream, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like and join the Reindeer Weather family, leave a follow. Only reason I ask it is so we can get to as many people as possible. You can see we're on the road to 70,000. Following and leaving a like shows the TikTok algorithm that I'm not totally useless, I guess. I appreciate the support so much, guys. You have no idea. But try to help as many people here as possible. That's the only reason I ask for it. And obviously, like, TikTok's like, oh, you need to ask people to do that. I don't like to do it, but I know it helps, so I appreciate it again. If you're just joining in, we currently have an active tornado emergency here. That's continuing here in northwest Indiana, in Knox. Unfortunately, the actual supercell is going underneath a re-strengthening phase, so we'll see where this lays out. But good news, bad news. Right now, good news is the actual circulation looks pretty backed off. The bad news is this storm still has a lot of runway to go, and secondary, it's moving into a more populated area. So we got to watch it extremely closely as we have our first tornado emergency of the year. It is continuing to move eastward, and wow, actually rotation really backed off, but like I said, guys, rotation backed off, but look at that, another hook trying to develop. So stay in your safe place in Knox and anywhere surrounding Hamlet, Grovetown, and Donaldson, Indiana. Be ready to go to your safe place. Okay. Alrighty. So yeah, that's kind of what we're doing right now. We got a pretty serious situation ongoing. I'm really happy I decided to stream today because I was debating or not doing it, but I'm here in Madrid. My friends are visiting me from Penn State for study or for spring break, so it's a little tough decision. But I really wanted to hop on here. Yes, there's currently an active tornado emergency. The good news, bad news is the rotation is really backed off since they issued the warning. So I'm feeling better about this. The bad news is it's redeveloping a hook. So I think we're going to see a possibly new tornado threat appear as well. But I mean, I know there's people probably going to criticize the National Weather Service for issuing tornado emergency let's just do a little analysis together, right? The tornado emergency was issued right at this point. We have possibly a radar estimate 1.5 mile wide tornado on the ground, literally 3 miles away from Knox. You order the emergency. Look at the thing; it just literally disappears. It's been on the ground for like 70 miles, so I know there's going to be armchair meteorologists online criticizing them for a tornado emergency when it literally did. I'm really hoping it missed and included, but it's literally impossible for us to tell. So I'm just kind of saying that, just setting the expectation, because you might be wondering, why did we just issue a tornado emergency if it just included? Well, you don't really know when it's going to do that. So we still are not out of the woods here yet. I just want to reiterate that. Right now, this is actually the least amount of rotation I've seen in about 2 hours on this cell. 2 hours. Just to recap for this cell, this singular storm, by the way, it started all the way in central Illinois. It is taking the record for the well, actually, I'm going to stop that because we have a new tornado warning with, I believe this is probably going to be PDS, yeah. So not a tornado emergency anymore, but it's still extremely dangerous. So confirmed large and dangerous tornado on the ground. We have a new tornado warning for Hamlet, Grovertown, Kuntz Lake, Tyner, Donaldson, Walkerton, and Route 30 in northwest Indiana. This is a tornado warning. Seek shelter immediately. This is for 15,000 people, 8 schools, and 1 hospital, ping pong ball size hail, and a confirmed large and dangerous tornado. And you might be wondering, well, didn't you just say there was not a lot of rotation? Well, the new hook is developing, and it really doesn't take much time for a storm like this to reorganize. So that's why they just went ahead anyways and said, get these people to their safe place so we can protect them from possibly another large and dangerous tornado. So if you're in this region, seek shelter immediately. We're going to step away from that storm just briefly and head over to here. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning heading into Chicago, by the way. Stay tuned for that one. 60-mile-per-hour winds, 1 inch hail. Active tornado warning here in north central Indiana. This is for Schrader, Ransom, Cornell, and Nevada. Seek shelter immediately. What state is Bloomington? We have an active tornado warning here, radar indicated for the southeast corner of Iowa. This is for Fort Madison, West Point, Denmark, Donaldson, Farmington. Seek shelter right now. I believe that's all of our active tornado warnings. Yes, so that's all of our active tornado warnings. And then also we have a bow echo. This is kind of a noteworthy thing. Bow echo heading into Fort Worth and Dallas and the surrounding areas. 60 to 70 mile per hour winds entering the region. Bloomington, Indiana. Yes, Bloomington, Indiana is pretty on the far south side, so you're not going to see severe weather until a little bit later. Kind of focused on tonight. Isolated severe weather risk, so you could see a couple of large hailers, high winds, and an isolated tornado risk. Not really as high as this one. Okay, now we're focusing back on the storm. Keeping an eye on the rotation. Still a PDS tornado warning active, guys. Active. You see 1.5 inch, and it is an observed tornado. So the tornado's still on the ground, I guess, when they issued it. So I guess the rotation, honestly, I'm suspicious the rotation presentation is not really showing me an active tornado, but I don't really know. So here's kind of a track, guys. So here's our problem cell, and I'll reiterate since we have a little bit of a pause. This cell has taken the record for the largest hail ever in Illinois, 5 inches. It has produced a tornado on the ground for about 75 miles. It has produced 2 tornadoes at the same time. And it now has produced our first tornado emergency of the year. And a reminder, tornado emergency is only issued for the highest level threat tornadoes. The cream of the crop for being the worst of the worst. And this triggered a tornado emergency about 7 minutes ago, in which that has been dropped and replaced with a PDS tornado warning. That is 1 below tornado emergency. Confirmed large and dangerous tornado is heading into the region as well. All right, now one last step back here. Let's take a look at the ongoing severe weather risk across the nation. And let me walk you through what we're seeing here on the radar. You can see our severe weather is starting to increase around the southern portions of Michigan. Any box you see in yellow there is a severe thunderstorm warning. Any box you see in thick yellow is a severe thunderstorm warning that has larger than baseball, or has baseball-sized hail, I should say. And I actually don't see one right now, but if you see any orange polygons, that's larger than softball-sized hail. Any red polygon is a tornado warning, and any pink polygon you're seeing is a significant tornado warning, PDS, or tornado emergency as well. The tornadoes are fueled by the warm front boundary. I wouldn't say they're fueled by fog. So exactly what's happening here, let's actually see if I can, before it picks up another, actually I think I can probably put on METARs here. Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, it's like right along there. So what you might be noticing here is the numbers are a little small, but I'll try to draw it for you. There's kind of a warm front here. There's like a boundary where you have like a little bit of warm air and a little bit of cold. You have cold air to the north, you have warm air to the south. And what that does is, let's draw like a little picture on the right side. So here's the surface, right? Bear with me. This is the surface. On the right side is the south. So this is our warm air. This is our cold air, kind of. It creates a circulation that's kind of this direction. It goes that way. We have a supercell that then fires, and so we're not going on the ground we're not like on the ground with a tornado. We're like going up and down, right? It tilts the up and down motion into a more of a side to side, in which then creates the tornado. And it's exactly what this cell is doing. It's tilting the large scale spin, and it's gobbling up all of this frontal spin. And then the last thing that's really adding a kick to it is there's some record-breaking amount of CAPE, or storm fuel, within this region as well. So there you go. That's a full breakdown of what exactly is happening with this absolute monster of a supercell. That's all on its own. And let's keep going. Pro just circled where I am. Well, that last one was just for demonstration. This is a weather front, by the way. Weather front link is in my bio. All right. When is it going to hit St. Louis? Not till pretty later tonight. I'm kind of getting hungry for a snack, guys. I'm not going to lie. Again, we're keeping a very close eye. The supercell's looking a little bit less healthy right now, which is, man, it'd be really nice to get this one out of the way. We still have a PDS tornado warning. I honestly don't really see the tornado based off radar imagery, but we'll keep it, stay in your safe place, because this cell could easily just cycle right through and bring down another large tornado. It's got a lot of inertia around it. Got a lot of inertia. What that means is, if you didn't take high school physics yet, because it's been spinning so much, it's really hard to slow it down. Like, it does not want to stop. It does not want to stop. Newton invented physics. He invented gravity, and it is embodying Newton by not slowing down. These types of cells, they take some time to spin down, and that's why you have to be very careful with them. Because if you go oh, it's over, it can really reorganize quickly. So we're going to watch it very closely, and we still have an active PDS tornado warning here for the next 16 minutes for Tyner, Walkerton, and Hamlet, Indiana. Seek shelter immediately. Northwest Indiana, northwest. Yeah, so, the biggest thing I really question, I really hope we don't have any problems or any fatalities for tonight. I really hope that. But I don't really know why Indiana decided to do a tornado test today. Like, you probably should have waited to do that, because then people I feel like, are more likely to ignore their warnings or turn them off because they're annoyed by them. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Sometimes it's easier to be the outside in, but that one is a bit interesting to me. If you're in the Chicago region, oh my god, what is going on the radar? Is being a little wacky. Why is it saying it's mixed? Is that really mixed? There's no way. I know it's cold at the surface, but that is a lot of convection. That's deep convection. So there are some general winds, 50 to 60 mile per hour winds entering the Chicago region. Nothing really significant severe weather. Grand Rapids is experiencing golf ball size hail, pretty big. So that's kind of in this region. These are elevated storms, so they're producing very large hail. Yeah, you say that, Ryan, but we had an enhanced risk like 2 days ago. So and the moderate risk was given out. Well, I guess the moderate risk was after the thing, but still, the enhanced risk was there. Yeah, I didn't see that yet. Tornado. So the tornado emergency has been downgraded to PDS tornado warning. PDS tornado warning, which is still very significant. Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. Worst tornado so far. I believe the damage I saw down in Kankakee, Illinois here. That's the worst damage I've seen so far, but it's the only one I've kind of seen. This same storm which produced that damage has had a long duration large tornado for a while. We've been tracking it. Actually, we've been tracking it since the birth of its storm. So this singular storm here has broken the record for Illinois largest hail ever, 5 inches. Large tornado on the ground. I believe we're getting towards 70 or 80 miles per hour. And then, or 70 to 80 miles, and then also has produced twin tornadoes for a decent amount of time. Right now, that's the first time we've been downgraded from a PDS tornado to a radar indicated tornado warning. Finally, that has been an hour and 45 minutes, I believe, of PDS tornado warning. So that's an extremely long time for a large and dangerous tornado. Now that means we've gone down. We don't have any eyes on an active tornado. However, there still is an active tornado threat in the warning zone. So don't let your guard down just yet. But man, that is some great news, finally, here in Northwest Indiana. Especially seeing this thing. I would love to see this thing just blow up before, and like not blow up in a bad way, but like dissipate before it gets to these very populated areas like South Bend, Lakeview, and Plymouth. I'm really hoping everyone else who've seen this tornado has been okay and gone their safe place. Okay, well, that enables me to look a little bit more broader in terms of across the map. You know, just saying, like, we've had a lot of significant hail threats as well, so rest in peace to your windshields if you have been unfortunate enough to get out there. But this cell has just absolutely kind of done the exact thing we were thinking was like the highest end. And that's why we have those significant stuff now. Okay. I'm keeping an eye on, I'm just doing a little online check. Yeah, I'm just looking for damage indicators. Yikes. Wow, Lake Village, Indiana took a huge hit. Oh, man, that is, yeah. So, you know, unfortunately, I can't really show anything on stream because, you know, content creator rules and whatnot. That's fine. But I can tell you guys, this storm has been confirmed to cause significant damage. That is troubling. Unfortunately, not surprising, but yes. All right, now I'm going to go back into a question phase here. We got a couple of tornado warnings, one in southeast Iowa and the other one that we've been just talking about in almost north central Indiana at this point. Let me answer your guys' questions. Here's a general radar. Let me throw on MRMS. You can see everything going on. And here's a general zone of immediate concern, as well as our larger zone, I'll highlight in yellow, of severe weather threat for the entire day. There you go. Got a report hailing in Overland Park, Kansas. Stay safe. How many tornadoes happened today? I don't have an exact count. Actually, we can pop over there, right? I guess we could. I have Storm Prediction Center open here. Has there been a new update yet? I don't think so. That new update should be coming out soon. So far, there have been. Here's the report map. They just extended the watch, by the way, into the kind of eastern portions of Michigan. For some reason, where's the reports? Oh, here it is. Hello? There have been 9 tornado reports today. 9 tornado reports. And actually, so we had 2, oh, yeah, you can see that. 2 in Texas, right here and here. And the rest of them are all part of this cell. You can literally see our long track supercell tornado threat all along this corridor. Over 70 miles so far. 70 miles of this tornado, or this storm producing a tornado. That's getting to incredible. Any thoughts on tomorrow upgrade? Honestly, I have not looked at it, so you can look for my opinion after the stream does conclude. Sorry about that. Can you show a picture of the NATO? Unfortunately, I don't think I have access to a public information tornado. So I'm just quickly sometimes like a share for like public information. I'm able to able to find, but unfortunately I cannot do that. But I can tell you it's a large, I do apologize. Don't worry though, don't fret, because rainy day weather will be out on the storm chase field starting May 10th. So follow for more updates. And finally, guys, this cell has been dropped from a tornado warning down to a severe thunderstorm warning after 2 hours being underneath a tornado warning. yes, I will be storm chasing as rainy day weather. Starting May 10th, we'll be doing possibly 5 to 10 weeks of storm chasing out in the Central Plains. Main reason to go out there is to teach you guys about the largest storms on Earth. Get out there and make good content so we can be productive and teach you guys, as well as just showcase the power and humanity of these storms. So yes, of course, got an entire team ready to go. We a team of at least 3 people, so lots of moving parts, but we all are driven by our kind of mission to help out more people, and that's kind of the cool stuff. All right, so kind of now we've really started to cool off here. I'm knocking on wood right now, guys. I'm knocking on wood. Yes, I have storm chased before. I storm chased with a Penn State research group last year. It was a ton of fun. Absolutely, it was a dream job. It was amazing. But then rainy day weather really picked up, so I've decided to continue my passion further with rainy day weather, guys. And all your support has really helped that out. Like, even individuals and follows and likes have directly helped me. Like, those would never be possible without your guys' support. So it's been amazing. But kind of back to Texas here. We got a bow echo incoming to this region. We got 65 miles per hour right now. And that has been observed. There's pockets of large hail up to, it looks like quarter-sized, and then moving into the Dallas and the Fort Worth area. You got a bow echo. So that's going to be high winds, a couple of isolated power outages. And honestly, I'd love to be the driver in Storm Chasers. Yeah, just a little reality check for storm chasing, guys. It is like 95% driving and 5% absolute chaos and fun and craziness. And we do have a tornado warning here, by the way. Still, this is the only tornado warning now active here, West Point and Fort Madison. All right, we got a lot. There's not a lot of people in that way, so we'll keep an eye on that one. I'm gonna keep the general radar here on. Let me answer some more questions. We are, yes, Penn State. What do we got? You think anyone? Yeah, I think there's gonna be definitely at least a few more isolated tornado risk. Now, I like the high-end tornado risk is really going to be decreased as these storms become less isolated and more linear in nature. The actual high-end tornado threat will start to cease. But they still have, obviously, a lot of real estate to go in our isolated zone of severe weather. Yes, tonight. So this one cell has caused major issues, and they did just upgrade the hail threat on here, and they also just put a tornado possible tag on it, so I see a little bit of brow rotation. Heading towards Lakeview and South Bend. So also another thing to note is our motion on this storm has become a lot more northeastward. You see how it's been jumping up? It used to just be east, at least kind of mostly east, but it's really jumped up. That means it's becoming a little bit less tall as well. So it's kind of sliding out of the warm sector. That will really cut down its tornado threat. Northwest Indiana. Right now, one lone cell that's producing some big boys. 2-inch hail. It's just over golf ball size hail. And 70 mile per hour winds. About to enter South Bend. The Knox tornado, I mean, it was estimated 1.2 miles wide on my radar. Of course, further details will have to be surveyed. The new cells moving in, yeah, that's kind of what was behind here. This is going to be less of a tornado threat, guys, more of a isolated wind threat. Actually, more of a widespread wind threat. There's pretty high-level, upper-level winds that will support high wind as well as isolated large hail. Oh, well, okay, let's go back to here, where we do have a confirmed tornado on the ground in West Point and Fort Madison in the southeast corner of Iowa. So we have our second, or not our second, but another confirmed tornado on the ground. Let's keep an eye on this one as I'm answering your guys' questions. Jackson, Missouri. Missouri still has, yeah, storms are kind of just working their way across. So, excuse me. So I'd say weather aware. Still tornado watch just west of Columbia. So active tornado warning here. Let's see if we get more towns. Route 60, Franklin, Donaldson, West Point, along Fort Madison. Stay safe, guys. Go to your shelter right now. Confirmed tornado on the ground. You can see that rotation right there over Donaldson. Stay safe. It's a tornado bordering. Yes, it's literally right in like almost the most south. It is in the most southeast county of Iowa here. moving eastward about 35 miles per hour. Confirmed tornado on the ground. Oh, shoot. Sorry, guys. Here we go. Oh, yeah. If someone was asking about Mississippi, Mississippi's in the clear. For Missouri, anything more for Cedar Rapids? Honestly, I think it's going to be pretty low end if anything else happens. Czech Lake, Zurich. Yeah, oh, Illinois. Yeah, we got like some big hailers in the center portions of Illinois. Sorry, I like lost my train of thought. So what happens? Streamer brain. Okay, perfect, Ray. Of course, stay safe, especially with the confirmed tornado. Yeah, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Yeah, I mean, you just had a pretty strong storm move to your east. You actually have a flash flood warning on that, so if you live in a floodplain, be weather aware on that one. Your watch continues for the next 2 hours. So I think you still have a chance of seeing a couple more significant storms. So stay weather aware. Not a ton more time left on that threat. Continuing to track the storm. Yeah, I mean, you see the Donaldson right now. Actually, let's go really close to that. Please don't spam chat, guys. Please don't spam chat. North Indiana is seeing severe weather, but the entire state of Indiana will be seeing more widespread severe weather as we continue to work our way into the night. Let's look at correlation coefficient. A little bit of a dropout. Nothing crazy, but we are pretty far off the deck. By deck, I mean floor, and by floor, I mean ground. Oh gosh, there is kind of a debris spike. So, yeah, I would really take cover on this one, guys. Really, this is kind of the first. This is the first other tornado warning I've seen that's really starting to pique my interest here for being a pretty dangerous tornado threat. Yeah, right about over Donaldson. Moving eastward. Let's see what is the actual motion vector. Eastward at 35. So yeah, basically everything's moving at 35 miles per hour today. What's a good place to look at for weather radar? I recommend Weatherfront. You can get their premium version of the app for free for 1 month using my code in my bio. But the actual app is free too. So I recommend trying it out. I always say like try stuff out before. Like it's up to you. That's what I'm currently using too. Yeah, I mean, you see this is continuing to move. Yeah, if you guys are just joining us, we've had a pretty large-scale tornado that has now kind of ceased over in Indiana. So that's done, at least for now. Now we have another confirmed tornado on the ground here at West Point and Fort Madison, Iowa. We're in the southeast corner, the extreme southeast corner of Iowa, moving east at 35 miles per hour. Yes, it's the link tree in my bio if you click on it. Can anyone tell me what state? We're in southeast Iowa. You're good. Oh, you can't hear me. Okay. At least I think. Guys, hopefully you're being safe. Hopefully you're having a good start to your week. I know it's I know dealing with this stuff is tough, especially being in these locations. So I feel for you. Hopefully this stream has at least helped you out in some way to communicate the risk. I think the good news is the highest end tornado risk is really starting to wane as we transition less of a supercellular threat and more into a linear line threat. Of course, we still could see a couple of isolated tornadoes. Can't risk those out. But as I said in my briefing for the moderate risk, tragically, but like you kind of have to know this, 85% of U.S. fatalities from tornadoes happen in EF3 or greater tornadoes. So when you have a significant tornado threat like we had in the cell, you really have to take it seriously because they are just so damaging if you don't take the highest level precautions. It can be serious risks. So that's why we kind of went with the really strong wording today. Now, I kind of a pet peeve as we watch this observed tornado warning continue to move eastward, by the way. Don't like in the rotation, moving eastward towards Fort Madison. Please seek shelter immediately here in the Iowa border. I saw some people using like the word outbreak, and I think outbreak is, I think it's good here, but like I saw a historic outbreak today, and I was like, okay, you say outbreak is like, okay, the actual, we've had a lot of tornadoes, but adding historic to it, like how, if we have like a high risk, how are you going to say something worse than that? So that's why I like reserve like the worst of the worst for like, we have significance, and then we also have widespreadness. Today we had significance and like a moderate amount of widespreadness, like right in that range. But you have to save some words and wording for those big events. So yeah, exactly. If you let me know if you've seen what types of wording you said, but like I try to reserve those words so when you hear me say it, you know it means something. But if you just use historic for literally everything, it's like, well, then how is anyone going to realize when you actually need to care? So that's kind of my pet peeve as we watch in movies. It's confirmed tornado on the ground here in the southeast portions of Iowa. Currently our only tornado warning. Finally, some good news. And yeah, we've made it. Honestly, I was feeling a little tired when I first started streaming, but weather makes me awake, so that does help. Appreciate the support, guys. Over 218 new followers. Let's see how many people we were able to alert today so far. Over 33,000 people. Oh, that's pretty good. Red will probably woke you up. Yeah, it does help. Appreciate the follows, guys. Welcome to Randy with the family. Hey, we're getting really close to 70,000 followers. Just have to say. You look at Detroit, of course. We'll continue to watch the tornado warning. Confirmed tornado on the ground here in southeast Iowa. And look at Detroit. You are in a slight risk for severe weather today. It's mainly going to come for when we have our line kind of starting to go through here. You can see a severe, you're just outside of severe thunderstorm watch right now. It's just your north. The main risk for your region will be large hail and an isolated high wind risk. Tornado risk is relatively low out that far east because the storms will be what's called elevated. So their base, when you look at a cloud, it can be like up or lower. The actual base of the thunderstorm will be higher because it's colder down this layer. It's cold, it's at least cool relatively. But because the storm's elevated, it still can get large hail and it still can mix down high winds. It's harder for it to bring down what's called helicity or spin down all the way. It doesn't like doing that. It's like, nah. It's like people who don't like to walk the long distances. It doesn't want to walk. It's lazy. It doesn't want to do that stuff. Is this twisted? Unfortunately not, Samsung. This is real life, live radar across country where we've had multiple large tornadoes, mainly from one storm. And now we also have an observed tornado ongoing in southeast Iowa. Detroit, mainly high winds and isolated large hail. Getting a little bit of broad spin now, and I'm not seeing any tight spin. Located in Toledo, got any info? Toledo is kind of similar setup to Detroit, high winds and large hail. Gonna be pretty late tonight, pretty late tonight. So have emergency alerts on your phone just in case something crazy happens. But it shouldn't be significant. Yeah, lots of these cells are still producing some pretty large hail. I think overall, I really need to be careful of this because sometimes I say this and then something go crazy. Overall, our severe weather threat, I think intensity-wise, has peaked. I think it's peaked, which kind of makes sense for like the timing-wise, all the modeling and whatnot. But yeah. Hopefully we can. I mean, I haven't seen any full reports on the long track supercell, so we'll see. Houston and just general Texas. Houston's, I believe, outside of any risk for today, so you're chilling. And my God, look at this absolute monster of a squall line. Holy, coming through here. Probably a absolute lightning parade. Let me see. I usually keep lightning off because it's a little annoying. It's a lot. Lighting. It's when I turn on lightning, it takes a while to load. I know there's a lot of lightning strikes, or there's no, but I'm almost positive there's lightning. Is anyone in Fort Worth right now? Can you tell me there's lightning right on the storm? Oh, there it is. Okay, see, yeah. So lightning and 60 to 70 mile per hour winds incoming. So isolated power outages definitely possible incoming. Nothing really significant as just a giant squall line. It's fat squall line incoming. Continuing to watch these storms, again, a confirmed tornado on the ground here in southeast Iowa, heading towards Fort Madison, West Point, and Denmark. Missouri. Yeah, Missouri has a severe weather kind of belt ongoing here. Right in this region. If you drew a line from Kansas City to Quincy, they're all large hail threat producers right now. But there is an isolated tornado threat, just like our tornado producer over here in Iowa. It's part of the same chain. So those are kind of all still on the table here. And we are back to getting a tornado on this cell. Okay. I believe so, right? It's this one. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, guys. This is going to pop up in just a second. This is Weatherfront, link in my bio on the link tree. Yeah, there it is. A new tornado warning has just been issued for Indiana. This includes North Liberty, Lakeview, Route 31, and Wyatt, as well as La Paz. And portions of South Bend. I think you're outside of South Bend here. So this is a cell that has been produced some massive tornadoes of lately. I don't think it's a massive tornado right now, but this is a radar-indicated tornado warning. You need to be seeking shelter right now. An active tornado warning. It was nice while it lasted. We didn't have a tornado on this for about 10 minutes. Now we are right back to a tornado warning here on this cell for the next, next 22 minutes. 22 minutes of a tornado warning. Seek shelter immediately. Because of how dangerous the storm has been, I would definitely take this seriously. Even though I don't really see a ton of spin on this thing, but I still take it very seriously, of course. It had a tornado. Yes, it was a tornado emergency. Yeah, we've honestly, most of the stream has been just covering this one cell, even though there's been so much stuff going on. So much stuff going on. So active tornado warning. Looks like we're just gonna scoot south of South Bend, but I do want to put like Elkhart and Dunlap. I think all this kind of the northeast corner of Indiana, or excuse me, I guess that's not the northeast, but north central portion county of Indiana on alert here. This supercell has produced tornadoes for a long time. Now it's rewarned for tornado warning. Currently radar indicated tornado. So please stay safe. Yeah, all right. Been doing pretty good without getting bots. Can I ask you about St. Louis and the severe weather threat? Will it be limited or isolated? It's going to be mostly isolated, though, there, Christian. But, of course, there is an isolated tornado threat as well. So have emergency alerts on. Stay safe out there. I appreciate the ongoing support, Dexter. Oh, gosh. Okay. Can you check San Antonio? Of course. So we'll come back to that tornado warning again. A new tornado warning has just been issued just south of South Bend, Indiana. And lastly, before we go down there, a confirmed tornado is on the ground here in this corner, southeast corner of Iowa. Southeast corner of Iowa, including West Point and Fort Madison. For San Antonio, actually the supercell that was north of you died. And the main thing I think you have to watch for is this line that's going to be eventually making its way there. But because of the environment that's over there, your severe weather risk is very limited. You're actually in a marginal risk, and if these cells don't even make it, you might not even see anything. So I do think your risk is limited. If you do see something, I'm leaning more towards of a high wind risk out there. Are you concerned for St. Louis? I mean, St. Louis isn't a slight risk, so definitely the high wind risk. Nothing like crazy, but it should still be weather aware, especially overnight. You know, it's going to be an overnight risk here. What I really do not see what they're seeing on this radar, but I mean there are a lot of spotters on this, a lot of storm chasers. So if they're seeing a lowering, then I understand the reissuing of a tornado warning. Of course, Braden, stay safe. Appreciate the kind words. Yeah, we're just kind of monitoring this storm here. You can see the inflow. It's not really a hook anymore. It's kind of just an inflow updraft. So it's in the rear flank. I don't know. We'll see. I don't really know the point of the issuance, but we'll see. Like I said, I mean, you probably could see it. It's probably becoming more and more elevated. I guess it's still in the warm sector a bit here, so I wouldn't write it off completely. It's kind of funny how it lost its tornado ability the moment it got out of the moderate risk. It's almost like it was listening to the SPC. They know their stuff there, I gotta say. Elkhart, North Liberty, La Paz, Lakeview, and Wyatt are underneath a tornado warning just south of South Bend. Elkhart is not. They're downstream though. They're downstream. So if the storm keeps going and producing, you could be underneath a tornado warning within the next 20 to 30 minutes. So stay weather aware. The tornado lost strength. It's so I can't confirm or not. It's radar indicated, so I don't think it's on the ground. It is a lot weaker generally in rotation compared to literally like 20 minutes ago. Like 30 minutes ago, we had a tornado emergency, which is the highest level from this exact storm. Okay, warning now for South Bend area. Siren going off. Yes, south. Funny enough, South Bend is underneath a active tornado warning, and according to the southeast portion, Gilmore Park, basically anywhere south of I-20, or excuse me, south of Route 20, and anywhere south of Mishakwa. I definitely did not say that right. Well, anyways, please seek shelter right now. Wichita, Kansas. Yeah, Wichita is actually underneath no severe thunderstorm warning. It's just some heavy rain and thunderstorms out there, so no severe weather threat, at least right now. Nothing to be concerned about, other than like getting struck by lightning. I'd be concerned about that one. May Shawaka. Honestly, my favorite, one of my favorite parts about this is learning how to pronounce new town names, in which sometimes doesn't go too well for me. I try my best, guys. That's all I can say. All right, we're gonna have a new update on this tornado warning here in Iowa. I believe it's about to cross over into Illinois. Yes, I think they're about to give that update here. So a new tornado warning. Hello. Wait, no, they updated? I'm like, oh wait, no, it's updated. Okay, so actually they just chopped it off. So yes, tornado warning continues here in southeast corner of Iowa. Stay safe. Seek shelter. They did drop the observe tag. It's now back to radar indicated. So we're now back to 2 radar indicated, and we just got a significant severe thunderstorm warning now for South Bend. And you can see the hook is coming a little bit back. So 70-mile-per-hour winds, 2-inch hail are now incoming to South Bend and Granger, as well as the surrounding communities to the southeast. And I-80-90. How do you say the I-80-90? I'm not like... Is that like literally called the I-80-90? Anyways, I think I've literally driven this road. Yeah, I have. Okay, well, yes. So what you need to do here in South Bend is you should be near your safe place, especially your storm shelter. We're talking about hailstones that are pretty large, just above golf ball size, as well as 70-mile-per-hour winds. So you could see some isolated power outages. You're on the downdraft side, so that's why all this wind could be coming into your region. Stay safe, guys. Tornado warning does exist right now for Lakeview, Wyatt, and the southeast corner of South Bend from the same storm. There's no active tornado. There's 0 warnings other than flash flood warnings in Illinois right now. But Caden, I'll let you know if a warning does get issued. I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself, Hearts? Hanging in there. It's currently 3:30 a.m. for me, so I might not. I mean, because I think we've gone through, again, knocking on wood, because I think we've gone through the highest end threat. And because I have class tomorrow, if you guys are wondering why it's so late, I'm currently on my study abroad in Madrid. So it is 3:30 a.m. Don't worry, guys. The heavies are helping me. But yeah, I might be tapping out here soon, just in the sake of not going crazy. Any tornadoes today? Yes, there was tornadoes confirmed, and unfortunately, pretty bad damage in Kankakee, Illinois, in the northeast kind of corner there. This tornado damage, the same storm is currently tornado warned, and has produced a tornado for about 70 miles, possibly beyond that. Jeez, yeah. Okay, I'm just Keep an eye on that stuff. That's lower deploy. Safe tonight. I mean, you have an isolated. There's isolated tornado threat. There's wind threat and nothing like high end, but Detroit does have a severe weather threat. So have those emergency alerts on, just in case something does form out there. It'll be late tonight. It'll be pretty late tonight. Appreciate all the support, guys. Guys, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know how much longer I can stay up. That's like honestly, it's the most unfortunate part of my study abroad is it like kills my sleep schedule to cover severe weather, but it's okay. Stay hydrated, it's a big thing. Alright, so I still don't see rotation on this thing. So I really don't know why it's tornado warned, but I guess we're just doing it for fun. Notice how this line is really starting to pick up speed here. I can see it inching closer and closer to the region. It is sub-severe though, so winds are around 50 to 60 mile per hour. They're not high enough to cause a severe thunderstorm warning. That may change as they continue to form more linear line. And also just notice how all of our convections starting to form more linear line. This was very much expected, which will reduce the large-scale tornado risk, but increase general high wind risk. I mean, let's just look at the MRMS. It's pretty cool to see how the entire kind of line of convection is really starting to form just a general line rather than those individual cells. Springfield right now is underneath an enhanced risk for severe weather for the rest of the night. This linear line convection is coming to you, but in probably like 2 to 3 hours from now. No, all of Indiana, you still you might be wondering, we've had all this action in northern Indiana. The moderate risk was honestly driven because of that, but the rest of your risk is actually driven by the convection that's going to be coming through later tonight. That's going to be high wind, large hail, isolated tornado. Tornado risk has really dropped down like the ladder of concern. It's more of a high wind, large hail threat as we work through the rest of your evening. Grand Rapids seeing golf ball size hail again. So, yeah, there's 2 tornado warnings. Both of them are radar indicated here. One in southeast Iowa. That one has really wrapped up its rotation. And the one in South Bend, honestly, there you go. Now we're getting some suspicion. Yeah, now I'm starting to see some suspicion on rotation here. Where's my radar? Okay, let me do a little bit of... So we got greens coming towards the radar. You do have counterclockwise rotation on the hook. So Lakeview, I would definitely get to your safe place here. In Lakeview, Wyatt, and Gilmore Park in the southeast portions of... yes. It's been not rotating, okay, I can see it, yeah. I don't know what was wrong, but I was, definitely not on the right radar. What radar was I on? Yeah, you got me confused. Well, anyways, rotation, it's definitely not as strong as it was. I mean, that's good news, but I would definitely be in your safe place here. Active tornado warning. Still radar indicated, so no one has eyes on it right now. We'll see. We'll probably cover the rest of this warning here, because it is coming towards some very populated areas, so I want to help everyone get around this. Yeah, I can't believe the tornado emergency was issued. You guys were wondering. I mean, that's crazy. Pretty early in the season to see that type of stuff, especially this far north. It's been a quite crazy start to the season, I gotta say. Is Kansas City going to have a tornado? It's becoming very, very unlikely, especially with the current line of convection. That's basically the wrap-up line. Once that line gets passed, yeah, it's basically over. So, I think you're going to avoid any more tornado threat. Okay. Of course. Stay safe out there. So like generally in Indiana. So I know it might be a little confusing because of what's been happening with our just literally one cell. You can steal our one cell all on its own. It's been stealing the show. Technically, the rest of the driven risk is from the convection happening later tonight. So actually, let's do the first thing I haven't done yet. Let me show you what the future radar is going to look like, at least to our best of our knowledge. And this is great because the future radar has just ran pretty far. So we can get a pretty good view of what is expected, at least relatively. So there's the best look. You can see lots of convection overall. But look at the next few hours here. Convection becomes, we got like a lot of convection happening here. So expect lots of thunder and lightning, but nothing really crazy. Like severe weather limit will be pretty isolated. We have all the cells here, and this is now 3 a.m. local time across this region. This will continue to move across the area and produce some isolated severe weather risk, but nothing insane. Nothing insane. So yeah, not right now, Dylan. But later today, like you can see, like later, I guess. Well, here's what the 0-1Z did because it's yeah. I mean, even what is this? This is 3 a.m. and there's storms coming through Springfield again. So there are more storms coming. It's not just the current ones that are going through. Basically, the back end of the front will be lifting through and then bringing more storms. Those are expected to not be as intense as the other ones, but they still will be. They will still have the potential to be intense, as like mainly as a high wind risk and a hail threat. Yeah, amazing. Mount Pleasant is just outside the current watch zone. You do have a chance to see an isolated storm bring large hail or high winds there. Let's go back to our live radar here in South Bend. We have an active tornado warning. Okay, what? Like, I'm so confused. Like, am I not getting... Yeah, you still have general rotation on it. I think what's happening is the velocity vector is getting messed up for relative velocity. Okay, we do have a new tornado warning issued in central Illinois. So it was quiet in Illinois, but now we do have a new tornado warning. Who's this for? 11,000. There it is. New tornado warning for Hennepin, Granville, and Spring Valley. Seek shelter immediately. Yeah, general rotation right here, heading towards your region. This is a radar-indicated tornado continuing eastward. Please don't spam chat, guys. I see 2 people spamming chat, guys. Please don't. Bowling Green, not in this risk. Not today. I believe you have isolated severe weather risk for tomorrow, but nothing crazy. So now we have 3 active tornado warnings. 1 in southeast Iowa. That's just southwest of Burlington, Iowa. Still radar indicated up there, and then we have 1 over here. We just went over in north central Illinois, and then we have 1 in the north central portions of Indiana. Current active tornado warning, radar indicated across the board. So no current confirmed ones across the board as well. My car's cooked. We've seen some very large hail today, guys. If you haven't been here, Illinois, if confirmed, has set a new record for the largest hail ever. In their state history, 5 inches was recorded. So that's pretty crazy. Yeah, it's pretty insane. Yeah, the hail was insane. It's pretty rare to see this type of weather this far north. I mean, obviously it broke records, so it's pretty rare to see this type of weather this early in the season. Like, you just don't get that amount of energy that often. How many confirmed tornadoes? I believe last time we checked was 9 reports, but confirmations will be needing investigation, so it's a little hard to speculate. How high are the winds in South Bend? It's 70 miles per hour. At least that's the estimate, 70 miles per hour. Oh, unless you're talking about like the tornado. The tornado was intense. It was a violent, large tornado. So, like, if you didn't know, generally, guys, most tornadoes are between EF4 and EF5 strength, wind-wise. Like, if you just If you could record every tornado at every time, it would be very strong inside tornadoes. The thing is, we use damage to classify it, so you need the strong tornado to hit a well-built structure that proves it was strong, and that's rare. So that's why we don't get like EF5, EF4s all the time. If we had instruments to like measure the wind speeds, the winds are very intense, even in smaller tornadoes. But like that's why you don't really get the classification that often. But each tornado has pretty big potential to its power. So yeah, little fun fact of the day as well. Yeah, keep an eye on the storm here. You know, it's definitely a less favorable environment than it was in earlier when it produced a absolutely massive tornado. But yeah, we're keeping a close eye on everything. It's still, the tornado potential is still there for sure. Thank you, Big Wayne, for the donation. Appreciate that. What about Michigan up to the north of Detroit? Yeah, I mean, I think really let's go over the outlook because I think this will help us kind of see. I do think the outlook needs updated, so take this with a tiny grain of salt. You look at the tornado threat, like actually Detroit is outside of it, so that's the thing. It's too cold up to the north to allow for tornado threat, mainly because it chops away the legs of the actual storm. So the storm becomes elevated, so it's still strong, but it's off the ground a lot further up between the cloud base and the ground, so it's harder to bring down circulation. However, we look at wind. There is an isolated wind threat, nothing like crazy, like 60 to 70 miles per hour. Then we have a hail threat. So overall in Detroit, like not a huge noteworthy day, but like an isolated storm that's severe, especially in wind-wise, is very much possible overnight. That's kind of the main thing you have to be worried about, and not even worried about, just like prepared for as well. You have that isolated tornado risk, so just be weather aware, have that emergency plan in place in case something does happen, and stay tuned. Yeah, I saw the photos out of Lake Village. It's pretty bad. Like this, for example, let's see if I can pull this up. I do have a kind of image I can show briefly on stream here. This is what the tornado looked like. Let me stop the glare real quick. Hold up. Let me try to get it to focus. Maybe not. But you can see how large it is. Maybe a little bit more larger. It's huge. I mean, it's just a giant stovepipe. I believe that radar scan, it was 0.6 miles wide. So an absolute massive, massive storm that I hope everyone took cover for. The crazy thing is, the storm we're currently watching for an active tornado is the same storm. That's how crazy it is. And then the radar actually is now showing an increasing tornado threat on that storm as well. I mean, that's just insane. Well, that's what we were talking about today. That's why the upgrade. That's why the moderate risk was there. This was a tornado-driven moderate risk, which is does not happen too often as well. And it unfortunately did verify pretty well. Thank you guys for the follows. We're almost to 250 new followers, so if you're enjoying the stream, want to support Rainy Day Weather, join the Rainy Day Weather family as we head towards 70,000. Oh, look. I know. I accidentally... Where did it go? Did I just take it off? Oh, I brought it down a layer. We are one follower away from 69,300. Who wants to do it? Who wants to join the Rainy Day with the family? Yes, it did produce twin tornadoes. Possibly, I've not seen a photo of twin tornadoes yet, though. I'm like slightly scrolling over here. Has anyone seen a photo of the twins? I'm like looking briefly. There are so many storm chasers on that storm, bro. It's crazy. We're exactly 60 days away from storm chasing. 60 days, guys. 60 days. There's no way we had triple tornado. I don't think that's like physically possible unless something was crazy going on. I didn't see triple tornadoes on the rotation. Yes, I've heard of the Palm Sunday breakout. The thing is 1965. I actually was researching it for this event. It's kind of it's a similar setup. Of course, I like looking at the Palm Sunday event. Like I knew that wasn't really possible in kind of the widespreadness of it because of the warm sector, the cold sector basically being impossible to form a tornado. And look at that, tornado warning got canceled. So this storm, just get out of here, bro. You've done too much already. So let's go back over here. It looks like the Iowa one got canceled. Looks like we only have that Illinois tornado warning now. Just want to quickly grasp here. Dallas and Fort Worth are underneath a severe thunderstorm warning. They're getting 60-mile-per-hour winds, so nothing significant, but noteworthy. And yeah, Palm Sunday was... We just keep... I mean, it's crazy because we had that Michigan tornado be a warm front rider, and this tornado that just happened was pretty much a warm front rider. So it was a warm front rider with more supporting energy. So it's more... I think it was more... This tornado was very much expected. The other one was like, okay, like what actual storm is going to form enough to tap into it? So... please don't spam chat. You still have a severe weather threat in Elkhart. But like significant tornado threat significant weather threat is reducing over time. I'm waiting for a new SPC outlook. I think that'd be nice to have before I wrap up stream, but honestly, I think if this tornado warning gets canceled, guys, we might wrap it up there. So the actual severe weather threat is going to on go, but the actual tornado threat is going to be pretty low. Still stay weather aware as well. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I'm not really surprised about severe weather happening in March. I'm surprised of it not being, like, in Dixie Alley during March. For severe weather to be in, like, Michigan and northern Illinois in March, that's pretty crazy, bro. That's pretty crazy. You do not see that often. Relatively general rotation on the storm. Nothing crazy. Nothing insane. Appreciate the support, guys, of the stream. Been very, very great. Great reach. So hopefully we helped out some people. I know there's a lot of people impacted. So that was a crazy storm. First tornado emergency of the year. I'm glad I was able to hop on live for it and help you guys out. Weird tornado, or at least a funnel cloud in Southgate, Michigan. Jeez. Yep, it's gonna be an interesting start to the severe weather season. We got a long way to go. So if you want continuous coverage, shameless plug. Follow for more updates, guys. Follow for more updates. All I have to say is, in my day 3 or day 2 outlook of this, I said I thought they needed an upgrade for this risk zone, and then they did. Hashtag hire me. Trying my best here. Of course, C, appreciate the kind words. You know, I mean, that's kind of the main thing is I really love this opportunity to talk to so many people and inform people as I'm like working to get my degree and whatnot. The number one thing I really like is, you know, the classic vision for a meteorologist has always been on like TV or whatnot. You know, that's good. That's kind of what got me kind of started into it. But like on the TV, like you're doing this, and you're telling like the high and low temperature, and like you get like 2 seconds of like on air time for maybe a tornado warning. That's it. And there's zero communication with the outside world. I'm like talking just like, that's like if I like put a screen over you guys and just never talk to you. It's like, and then I also could never talk about something interesting. Here I can talk to you guys and guide you through the process, and we can build a community, and it's lots of fun. Also, I really should have been mentioning this more, but I do have a Discord. It's in the link tree in my bio. If you want to join the Discord, I announce my live streams beforehand. I also have behind the scenes of what I'm thinking about for forecasts. So shameless plug, but the Discord is open. And I also, during some severe times, I open the Discord has a photo submission in which I can show people stuff. So Discord is in the link tree if you're interested. If you want more updates and kind of more of an in-depth, I go a little bit more in-depth. I like kind of go through the process of making my videos and the process of making my forecasts. So if you're interested, it's very useful, especially there's over 700 people in it, so there's a lot of people. And it's also really fun. You'll notice my largest stream ever, which was a tsunami stream back in, I think it's August, that reached 2 million people. A lot of the people who came into the Discord were from that tsunami stream. So if there's ever like a tsunami threat, the actual Discord goes crazy. So all I know is if there's ever a tsunami threat, I get tagged like 100 times. So if you are on the coast, I guess if you're in like Iowa, who cares? But that's also something, I guess. It's still broad rotation on this one, still radar indicated. I'll definitely join. Perfect. Hope to see you there. All right, we got a new update. What do we got? Okay, looks like they're just chopping off the warning here. So yeah, they are chopping off the warning. It's still active, but they just chopped off the end. Yeah, quite the supercell today. Thought Austin getting tornado tonight around 2 a.m. These stations are confusing. Well, if anyone's like saying they know a tornado is happening in a localized area, that is complete BS. That's bad science and decision making. For actual Austin, Texas here, you're in a severe thunderstorm watch, and you have a pretty low tornado threat. I think an isolated tornado is possible. It's all going to come from this embedded line of storms that's coming, right? When storms are more in a line like this, it's more of a high wind threat than an isolated hail threat, isolated tornado threat. Do I think it's possible? Yes. Do I think it's likely? No. So, biggest thing I say in Austin is have emergency alerts on just in case. But really wouldn't be something I'd be concerned about. Just have emergency alerts on, and if you get a warning, seek shelter, of course. You see on the north side of this bow echo, I actually don't know why this is considerable. 60 mile per hour winds. Never mind. Yeah, things have cooled off a bit. It's still going to be a long night for isolated severe weather, but I think widespread severe weather is really starting to cool off here. And our actual supercell is not becoming a supercell. It's like dying. It's also dying. That's some good news. Rip people from their basements? Please don't spam chat, Connor. I see your questions first time. Thank you. I appreciate the interaction, though. I mean, tornadoes can be incredibly powerful. And there's a lot to learn about them, so I think it's possible. Of course. It's going to be a tornado, Killeen. It's the same situation as Austin. Very unlikely, but possible. Possible. Very good. Let's try to keep chat organized so it's easier for me. What about Valley Mission, Texas? I think some people join the Discord. Welcome to Discord. The Discord community. Okay. Yeah, I mean... oh, yeah, you're outside the risk. I think you're going to be fine. And I actually don't even know the storms are going to make it there. It's really just not a lot of energy by that time. Okay. And thank you for the kind words, Ryan. You too. Have a good night. Okay, guys. Because the severe weather threat, I do believe, has waned for the highest part. And secondly, because I have class tomorrow. And thirdly, because it's 4 a.m. for me, studying in Madrid. I think I will do my official rainy day weather last call. Last call. So if you have any questions, I can help out. Before we do the questions, I'm just going to do a general forecast here. So generally, we still have a tornado to watch out for some people. Isolated tornadoes are possible. The highest level tornado threat has really decreased because that was really being watched from that one or two supercells were going to happen if they were in the warm front. Unfortunately, we got that one, and it just absolutely tore. A huge tornado. I still haven't heard any official damage. Hopefully everyone was in their safe place. Of course, I'll have updates about that later on. Beyond that, we still have a pretty large area, you may notice, that hasn't seen any weather today, but is in a risk zone. They're going to be mainly looking at high winds and large hail. And that's going to be from a linear line of storms throughout your entire night. So have emergency alerts on, be safe out there, guys, and take shelter if you must. Oklahoma, the eastern side of Oklahoma, still could see some severe weather here as cells continue to move eastward. Mostly high wind and large hail as we've kind of etched our way away from tornado risk. Connor, I can't say if it's not or it's 100% going to be a tornado or not. You just have to be weather aware. Detroit, high wind risk mainly. High wind and isolated large hail. Do you think there'll be activity in northwest Indiana? I can tell you the northwest Indiana is actually Starting to see the squall line come in here. Sub-severe right now, but at least will be some pretty good lightning going on. Okay, do you think there'll be any activity in North? Okay, I did that one. Detroit did that one. So definitely down for New Jersey. I mean, it's still possible. It's still possible. It's getting quite cold actually later this week. So actually, wait, is it later this week? Might be late into your weekend. So for your sake, I hope. And unless you like snow, I hope so. Oh wait, no, you look. That was a sad emoji. It's possible. Don't want to. Not weather related, but I'm currently studying meteorology in college. Any tips? Oh well, I'm also in college by my junior year. Definitely take the time to study math, and don't let it take you over. And also take care of yourself if you're in college. Meteorology is a hard degree. It is difficult. For example, a little poll from everyone. Okay, I'm at Penn State. If you don't know, I study. This is the largest meteorology program in the United States. So my freshman class was 65 people. Does anyone want to guess? Well, you guys can put in chat. Please don't spam chat. Odessa says, okay, right now. Is anyone going to guess what our projected graduation class will be? So we start with 65. How many are going to graduate? You will be muted if you keep spamming. How many are graduating out of 65? Just curious if anyone's going to get this. Okay, I'm seeing some very pessimistic people in chat. Maybe I should not have framed the question like that. Well, you guys got it pretty close. So it'll be between 20 and 30. 20 and 30 will graduate. So it's about a 50% dropout rate for meteorology. So focus on yourself. And also, if it's your dream, man, just like go after it. Like, you may fail a class or two. That's totally possible. But if there's a will, there's a way. Put in the time. You'll make it. And I wish you the best of luck. If you ever need help, feel free to reach out. Because I always like giving advice and whatnot. If I'm like not in the same college or whatnot, I still have at least some background of getting through this. I'm almost, honestly, I'm past the math and the physics boundaries. So it's like, last semester was easier because it's meteorology stuff and I actually care about that. Compared to like a general education math in which I'm just like dying. Oh gosh, not the EF6 worthy, not really, because EF5 covers all tops, and the main reason the EF5 exists is because if an EF5 tornado hits something, then the thing is going to be severely or just completely gone. So there's really no reason for an EF6 because the difference between EF5 and EF6 damage will be the same, devastation. Kind of the similar thing with like a Category 6 hurricane. Like, there's really no point. I mean, you can add like Category 7, Category 8, like. It's doing nothing to nothing, you know. So it's kind of my opinion on that. Fort Worth. After this line, honestly, I need to recheck because I don't know if the reinitiates. One moment. This will be probably my last question because then I'm going to go to bed. Yeah, this is it. This is it for you. Cool. All right, guys. I appreciate the questions and the support. I am going to wrap it up here. So I appreciate you being here so much. We had a huge stream today. I believe this is like the biggest stream of the year so far. So thank you so much. Of course, I will see you probably again very soon. It is spring. First moderate risk of the year. We average about 14 of them. So we'll be back. And lastly, feel free to drop a follow. Join our Discord. That's when I announce my exact stream times as well as in-depth stuff. And last thing is, we are within 60 days of the official storm chase. So get ready, because I'm getting excited too. All right, guys. Stay safe. Peace out. Good night. Hasta la vista. Good. Great. Oh, God, I'm like destroying myself, bro. Thank you, YouTube, for hanging out. Even though I don't